88 for 5 in their second innings with a lead of 48 runs when the players were forced from the field for the last time. Tumi Sekukune starring in her role as night watcher, staying for 47 overs to record her highest international score of 33 not outs. The first innings centurion Marazan Cup, she ended on 43 not outs, with the pair having established the Proteas innings after they really stabilised that after they'd been in trouble in 118 for 5. An impressive result and performance from South Africa's ladies, undoubtedly in what was their first test match in 8 years, and up against some pretty stiff opposition as well. Then we stay in the area, but onto a different kind of grass now for tennis. Second seed Rafa Nadal was involved in his second consecutive four-set match as he overcame Ricardo Beranquiso for 6-4, 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round. Nadal, he looked out of sorts at times, but still managed to record his 307th Grand Slam match win, putting him now one ahead of the great Martina Navratilova and fourth on the all-time list. Incredible. Then fourth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas, he romped into the third round with an accomplished 6-2, 6-3 and 7-5 victory over Jordan Thompson. He'll now face the mercurial Nick Kyrgios in the next round. That was after the Australian overcame Filip Krajinovic in straight sets, looking really good. In the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, she recorded her 37th win in a row after beating Leslie Patina Kerkova 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round as well. Also through our Petra Kvitova, Paula Badosa and Simona Halep. Then on to rugby, of course, very excited about the Springboks' next test match encounter up against Wales tomorrow. And Wales coach Wayne Pivak has named his team for tomorrow's test against the Boks in Loftus Versfeld. And Tommy Reffel will win his first senior Wales cap. That was after being selected at openside flanker, the 23-year-old, a former Wales under-18 and under-20 captain, and he'll become the 1,178th Welsh Test international. Incredible. Then Dan Lee also starts at blindside flanker in his first international appearance since his match against Ireland in 2021's Six Nations campaign. And then British and Irish Lions captain Alwyn Jones, he is named on the bench as well, and it looks like George North has also made it back into the fold in the midfield. We'll delve a little deeper into all of those permutations a little bit later in the show. Right now, let's bring you up to speed ahead of the weekend for the weather.
And first, a bit of environmental news. We have some environmental news from East London this morning. The Buffalo City Municipality have warned beachgoers to avoid Bonza Bay and Nahoon beaches following sewage spillages at both beaches. There have also been sewage spills in some of the townships. A number of interventions was being implemented to prevent this. Spokesperson Samkelo Ngwenya said main challenges were aging, vandalism and littering of foreign objects in sewer systems. The Cambridge Township spill was the result of a malfunctioning pump station due to illegal electricity connections to a transformer. Ngwenya said the sewage overflows from Nompumelelo townships were primarily as a result of informal settlements built over municipal sewage pipelines, and the sewage overflows on the Nahoon sewer was caused by insufficient capacity of the current pipeline along the Nahoon River. Ngwenya added that the municipality had appointed a firm of consulting engineers to commence with investigations, designs and construction monitoring of the upgrading of the outfall sewer. And, you know, this time of the morning, we love showcasing those beautiful sunrise views that you share with us, and we can't get enough of those sunrise pictures. One of our regulars, Owen Granger, out in Lakeside, sent this one through, showing how beautiful the sun's rays are glistening across the lake. And then Renee sent us one from the West Coast, showcasing the deep pinks and purples across the horizon. Fazia sent us a beautiful orange sky glowing above the street lamps in Gqeberha, and Eileen shared this moody photo showcasing the naked branches casting a shadow against the purple sky in Somerset West. Finally, last but not least, this one was taken by Rena in her front yard in East London. Look at those beautiful colors. And if you would love to share your sunrise photo with us, please do so on the Expresso WhatsApp line. Let's look at your temperatures. Heading over to Limpopo, if you're in Polokwane today, a low of 3 and a high of 18 can be expected. Mbombela 621. Temperatures range in Pretoria from 4 to 18. Johannesburg 2 to 16. Sunny in Mahikeng, 5's your low. 18 your high. Klerksdorp 1 with a high of 19. Kimberley 7, 19. Bloemfontein a cool start of -1 and a high of 18. Sunny in Richards Bay 12 your low, 25 your high for today. Pietermaritzburg 6, 26. Durban 13, 24. Mthatha sunny, a low of 4 and a high of 24. East London 15, 26. Cradock 5 reaching a high of 21. If you're in Gqeberha, a low of 14 and a high of 25 can be expected. And George, a sunny day, a low of 17, a high of 25. Cape Town, brace yourself for a beautiful day, 15, 24. Worcester 12, 23. Sutherland 7, 15. And Uppington, a low of 12 and a high of 22 degrees Celsius. Well, that's your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, so as you can clearly see, the Minions have taken over. Hey, you guys, come in here, come closer. I have to get them in here with the favorite food of theirs. Okay, you guys see this? We got them taking over the studio. Now, I've got these bananas, all right? So if you guys can behave today, I'm gonna give you banana. You like banana? We like banana, yeah, we like banana. And we love the Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you guys in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. JP Sebastian's gonna be back and talk about the rise of Crew Banana.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It's chaos because we have Minions in studios. The Minions are taking over, as you can see, and I hope you are getting the kids woken up and that they can join in on this, because we are talking all things Minions with JP Sebastian, because the movie is coming out today. Hence, I am dressed like a Minion. We have the Minions in studio, and I take it you are Gru.
Sure. This wasn't just coincidental at all. The whole high shoulders and yes,
And the
I'm
black
Gru
polo
today.
neck.
I'm the villain at Expresso, so naturally I'm Gru. We have a minion herder, by the way. Our production managers desperately tried to guide them away from camera because they've been mischievous. Naturally, my good minions.
But we are talking, the movie Minions is coming out. I looked at the trailer. Lots of action, action-packed. We have a Minion that's going to come join us on the couch.
This thing's gigantic. Little Bob, my thing, my little minion. Yes, Bob, very good.
Should we take a look at one of the trailers of what the Minion's all about?
Yes, I'm so sorry. We're getting so sidetracked here because we're kids again. Tell you what, let's have a look at a scene of myself and Bob and the rest of the boys and Minions and whatever genders they are on a bike escaping the Vicious Six in Minions, The Rise of Gru, releasing today in South Africa.
Come on!
short life. Please work. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay, they are Minions in studio. We
Scene
have
stealing,
Gru in
naturally.
studio. Okay, they are joining us for this conversation. We just saw a snippet of the movie that is releasing in South Africa today.
Congratulations, you guys.
Well done on your movie. They are movie stars.
And I suppose I should give you a bit of a story about where we came
Yes,
from, what it all means. Obviously, the rise of Gru being Gru is now, we're going back. He's 12 years old. We're all going to do this Bob with Bob for whatever reason. So, 12-year-old Gru is trying to figure out his way in the world and why he wants to be a villain and who he wants to join. The Vicious Sixes, who I mentioned, and this team, including Taraji P. Henson. You got Jean-Claude Van Damme, who plays a man named Jean-Claude because he has a crayfish hand. You've got Lucy Lawless, etc., Dolph Lundgren, blah, 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 Danny Trejo. And he wants to prove himself. He's a fanboy of this group of evil villains. They, however, they sort of like laugh at him and say, you're just a kid, what do you know? We're going to kick you out. And so Gru devises his own plan to steal a precious stone that they desperately need to grab power all over the world and have the people who he was fanboying over chase him so he can prove himself and join the evil group. They kick out Alan Arkin, who plays Wild Knuckles. And so you have these two sort of like abandonment stories because Gru, being the stick in the mud that he is, I'm sorry, Minion, you know I can get like that sometimes, says that he's got to leave the Minions behind because they can be a bit embarrassing when you try to take them to a job interview. So you got two abandonment stories. You got Wild Knuckles, old man, the old god, and you got the new god coming up, and together they almost have to team up. On the other hand, you have the Minions trying to save Gru from the claws of the Vicious Six. Yes, you're doing very good, Bob. You're always trying to save me.
So is this now pre-Despicable Me? This is like the...
Yes.
Because Despicable Me is where Gru is all grown up.
He's still trying to figure out just how despicable he is, and yes, this
And this
12-year-old Gru you're dealing with. Steve Carell's even pitching his voice differently, and that's the story basically. But like, who needs a story in a movie that's totally about physical comedy, totally about slapstick, totally about Schadenfreude?
Comedy, it's about them
Cuteness.
just literally taking over.
About
so-
jamming us closer together. I feel like there is a
I
plan working here.
know.
Gru did not orchestrate this, I swear. So now I'm very, very nervous that I've got Minions on top of me. I don't know if I can say anything negative about this movie. It's the best
No, you
movie ever,
shouldn't.
greatest masterpiece. Please do not hurt me, Minions.
Do you have anything else you want to show us in terms of like a cool little video clip?
A
You
cool
always
little
bring
clip.
us really
I've been
cool
stared
things.
down, so I'll bring you another one. And this is where the Minions, in their attempt to rescue Gru, get transformed into various animals of the Chinese zodiac by the Vicious Six. Have a look at the silliness, the mindlessness, the inaneness of just mindless fun in Minions Rise of Gru.
You stole from us, and now you're gonna pay. Enjoy being torn apart.
Hey, tú te mató un minibus!
Guys! Oh, why don't we make this a fair fight? Oh, you thought I was serious? Run!
Foot.
Oh, well, listen, the Minions are taking over today on your Feel Good Breakfast show because the movie's coming out today. JP, how many popcorns? And be nice.
I
because
have
they
to
are
be a
right
villain.
here.
I'm sorry. So 12 out of 10 because they're here, but secretly 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Good movie for the kids, but you know, mostly what we're looking at here is missed opportunities sometimes. Follow the Looney Tunes, follow stuff like, you know, Buster Keaton, which is where this comes from. Show the villain getting hurt once the car hits them in the face, etc., etc. But there were great gasps from the kids in the audience, JP included. There was tons of physical fun. Take them to see it out today, this Friday. Kids will love it. Who cares? JP's not your kid. JP's a villain named Gru.
Oh, well, listen, while we take care of
Yes.
our Gru
Oh.
and Minions today, they're going to hang out with us throughout the show, so do stay tuned all the way through till 9 o'clock on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
I just put 80 kilos on this poor minion.
I love Minions, honestly. We have them all over, and I was so inspired that we wanted to celebrate all things Minions today and join a bit of a Minion-inspired makeup tutorial. I mean, it's school holidays. You might as well do this. It's fun. So we have a talented makeup artist by the name of Zinzi Squid. Perhaps all of you at home can get out and try your little makeup hand on somebody. Find a face and try all of this, because this is a tutorial for you to kind of follow so we can be even more inspired by these incredible guys called the Minions. That's basically, we're about to do makeup. Zinzi, goeiemorgen, good morning. Are you good?
Morning, I'm good.
Okay, so you're about to do a Minion-inspired sort of, makeup tutorial. Clearly, we've got a palette that we're going to be working with as well. What other things are you going to be considering with regard to this tutorial to make sure that we kind of are on point, but not having the entire face yellow, which I know you wanted to do?
I mean, I'm going to keep it small.
Yeah.
They pop a lot, so we don't need to do that much to make our point here.
Okay, this is lovely. So you already started as well, but I can tell that you have a very trained hand when it comes to the brushes that really touch my face. What inspired you to join the beauty industry?
I've always loved art. I mean, since school, I think this is the way that I can actually do it as a career. I started doing it for fun, and then it just became something I did, like for money.
Wonderful. Okay, well, you can throw brushes against the face over here as we go, and Zenzi's going to be doing a little tutorial. So please follow if you can. If you can't follow, just take a little peek at the Minion alongside me. Obviously, Rise of Gru is out today. Shut him out! And we're just going to do that. I'm probably going to scare you a bit with my Minion language as you go along. So you may continue. And if I scare you, just let me know. Say, see, that it's happened again. Yeah, I know. You see, I'm a translator. I speak the language, so it's fine. But this is fantastic. So the colors you're going to use probably like yellow, bit of blue.
Spot on.
So how did I know? I mean, come on. Exactly. But that's what you said earlier when you were chatting about Bitcoin. But it's fine. But continue the beautiful process here, because okay, so the producers of this show, all right, they obviously have heard that you have had a tiny minion of your own. How is the minion?
She's really good, getting big. Okay,
this is beautiful.
Got my hands full there.
I can only imagine. I'm so glad you made the time to be here today. But so what are you up to now? Just obviously I don't have a mirror in front of me. So what is the process that you actually following now?
Okay, so I've got down my base, my yellow base, as you can imagine. Now we're just going to go in with some details like the eyes and the little goggles and everything that makes a minion a minion.
Oh, thank you. I know. He actually just said that he really loves your work. That's great. Yeah? That's funny. Don't say that. He's asking me why you didn't paint the entire face yellow. He really wanted that. Yeah, that's what he just asked me that now. Why do you not do the whole face?
You've got enough minion over here.
Got enough minion? Okay. They didn't want to steal your thunder, buddy. That's all right. Yeah, I know. We'll try it later. That's fine. But it's a little tutorial for you. You can follow, but I think it's more inspiration for anybody who is a rookie makeup artist in training that would like to try a Minion-inspired look on somebody's face in the house for maybe school holidays or to practice. What type of tips do you have for them?
Oh my word. You can really just have fun with it, eh? Like, that's the nice thing about art. There's no one way to do anything. It's no fixed thing. You can just experiment as much as you can.
Lovely. Okay, well, you're going to continue doing this. I'll be chatting. They can't do the whole yellow face. I'm sorry. But while we continue, I know, we're going to sort this out. But you go take a break, grab a cup of coffee, and when you return, this thing will be done. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here at S3.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
welcome back, yes, to our Minion-inspired show today. We are loving it, and we are embracing every angle of this opportunity. So if you've watched Despicable Me or any of the sequels, you'll know that, yes, the Minions can be mischievous. In fact, they are the ultimate mischievous little yellow fellas, and we love them for it. And this brings us to today's panel discussion on mischievous behavior in our kids. Where does it stem from, and how much is too much? And we are joined by a panel of experts today, clinical psychologist Simone Orenser and registered counsellor Kelly Jacobson. They'll be taking us through this, a very interesting topic. Why? Because, yes, I am a parent to 2 young children, so I'm going to hopefully glean a few gems today, but we want you to join in the discussion as well. Let us know your experience with your own children and their behavioural changes. Send us a WhatsApp voice note on 063-408-8863. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You didn't get the brief, okay, so we'll let it slide, but you're in primary colours, so that works for us. No, we love this because it gives us an opportunity to, in a very child-friendly way, look at this kind of behaviour. And maybe there is an opportunity, a learning opportunity here with our kids. But Simone, maybe I can start with you. When we look at mischievous behaviour, there's a part of it that you almost want to, certainly as a dad, you want to kind of foster that mischievous glint in the eye, but when you're trying to manage the household, it can be a little bit difficult if children are starting to push those boundaries. Where does that behaviour first kick in? Where does it stem from?
Okay, so firstly, I think it's how you define the word mischievous, right? There is a playful element to it, and of course, kids are naturally playful, and so you need to consider that developmentally it's also appropriate for kids
They need to play.
Absolutely, absolutely, right? But when does it become defiant behavior? When does it become inappropriate behavior? There's a couple of things you would rule out first, you know? You'd always first check their physiological needs. You know, are they, especially with young kids, are they hungry? Are they tired? Are they overstimulated? Are they understimulated? Is it attention-seeking behavior, right? Are they feeling disconnected from their parents and they are trying to find a way to connect? And then, of course, in the more severe cases, we would, if there's disorders, that would then be more problematic behavior, as society would label it. However, it's also just symptom-based, right? Yeah. So ADHD often gets labeled as naughty, but it's really just symptoms.
It's behavioural traits more than... And we love to label. And I suppose, you know, I'll take some of the pressure off those parents who have labelled their children, because we need to. We need to understand things. We need kind of a true north to work in. And that being said, prevention better than the cure, I would imagine, in this space. So as a parent, you are so focused on those developmental stages. How early does that behaviour start to kind of form? Can we lay the foundation in infancy, in those first few years, to help curb that kind of behaviour? How do we lay the right kind of framework for our children to progress in the right way? Obviously, there will be moments, but when we look at that medium and keeping them on the straight and narrow, where does that begin?
I think it's always important to think of behavior as communication. So to ask yourself, what is my child communicating to me with this behavior, right? And then once you've established that, then you will decide on how to respond to it, right? So if it is just attention seeking, then you need to find a way to connect with your child. But if it is entitled behavior or overindulged behavior, then you would need to set limits. So I think the first step would be to first figure out what is the behavior communicating.
And I suppose the scary thought here is that more often than not, it's not the child, it's probably something that you're doing within your ecosystem.
For sure.
I'm always marveling at my gorgeous 2-year-old girl who is this like maelstrom of emotion at the moment. And I can see the emotions, the very grown-up emotions are being experienced, yet she doesn't have the tools to be able to process them. So we love to say, oh, she's turned 2, she's in the terrible 2s. But it almost feels the reverse of that, where she's just got this wash of emotion and she doesn't quite yet have the language and tools to be able to deal with that. How often do we need to, or how much of a focus needs to be on the development of those tools, and when does that happen? Do we need to seek assistance in those formative years? In your experience, how do we go about giving the right kind of tools so that they can deal with the emotional development and growth?
I think that it's important to also note when you mention terrible 2s, it doesn't necessarily mean it's isolated to 2-year-olds.
Exactly.
It could start as early as 18 months already and extend till about 3 years old. And during those stages, I think it's pretty normal for children to tantrums, things like yelling and kicking and hitting. And during those time periods, it's important also how you communicate and respond to the negative emotional experience that they have. So stress is a normal emotion for a child to feel, exactly like you mentioned. We feel anxious and we don't always have the tools in how to express that anxiety and that stress in appropriate ways, and how you model that for your kids definitely makes a difference to how they respond to it too. So I think it's important to not only model behavior, but also communicate to your kids what's appropriate and what's not appropriate as young as 18 months. And when they have the tantrums, it's okay to have those emotional expressions, but at the same time, it's also what is appropriate and how you respond to it.
Yeah, and we ourselves have to learn to regulate our own behavior, because it's not what we tell them, it's what we show them every day. Well, of course, we brought the Minions in today, which is probably the worst possible example to use in this argument, but we love it and we're going to embrace it. And we want to embrace your opinion this morning as well. Please drop us a voice note. We are talking about that mischievous behavior within our children. When does it go too far and become inappropriate? 0674088863 is the number to call. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely loving it. Now, of course, you know what time it is. We're going to do something special. We're going to do a workout with these crazy fellows over here. Now, obviously, because we are talking about all things Minions this morning, and as you can see, they are very, very, very energetic characters, right? So I'm joined by some of them now, and we're going to be going through a blood pumping workout. It's all about high energy. It's also to match their high energy. So before we get into the workout, Minions, you guys ready? Hey, don't forget, you got to pay attention. We got bananas. All right, all right, all right, all right. We finish this workout, we might get a good reward. All right. So before we work out, Mzansi, we're going to do a warm-up. You guys ready for this one? In 3, 2, 1, warm up. Okay, I promise we practiced that a bit better than earlier, but let's get straight into the workout now. So one thing I realized, the Minions don't have the strongest hands, but I'm still going to get the energy on, so we're going to go into a workout. You guys ready for this? Don't forget, there's a banana on the line here, all right, for both of you. Okay, so everything that we're doing is high energy this morning, and Mzansi, you guys can join in on the fun too. We're starting off nice and high knees. We're going to be running on the spot. I want to see if these guys can actually run. So let's do that straight away. Running on the spot. Move those arms. Move your arms. Move your arms. Move your arms. Run, 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 run. It doesn't matter how long you run, how you run. We don't judge you as long as you're moving. Okay. So you're running on the spot. Straight from that, we're going to go into, you guys ready for it? Lunges. All right, lunges. Let's go. Lunge. Yeah, nice, lunge. Yeah, nice stuff. Keeping the hands up. One thing I must say, Mzansi, these Minions, look how solid their core is. Their body doesn't move at all. It's absolutely impressive. All right, so we go for our 10 reps there, running back on the spot again. High energy, high energy. Okay, high knees, guys. High knees. Bring up the knees. You guys at home, don't do this. You want to bring up those knees, high knees. Yeah, there we go. Show us your knees. Keep going, keep moving, keep moving. Keep the energy up. All right, you guys ready for the next one? We're going for my favorite, squats. You got this. All right, let's squat down. Yeah! Oh, that's the best day ever! Oh man, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. As long as you move though, as long as you're having fun, we can call it a workout, all right? We're almost on 10 reps, guys. Keep moving, we got this. Banana is coming, right? Running on the spot, one last time, running on the spot before we get into our next workout. You guys ready for it? Running on the spot, 3, 2, 1. I've got to get your arms in here for this one. Remember how we practice it. All right, jackknives, you guys ready? Let's go. Star jumps. Arms in the air, arms in the air, arms in the air, arms in the air. Oh man, absolutely loving this, Mzansi. Hey, Minions, you got what you guys earned. It's a banana. You done so well. Let me give this to you. Yes, victory dance. Let me give one to you. There you go. Well done, and well done to you. Guys can go enjoy that, and I hope you enjoyed this session of Mzansi. It's a Minion workout inspired by the rise of Gru, and as you can see, I'm definitely still out of energy, so we've got a workout on. We burned some cows, and we are earning the weekend. All right, let's do our shuffle dance again. Let's go. Left, and right, and right, and right, and left again. Yay!
What's beta glucan? Hello, do you know what beta glucan is? What is beta glucan? No one knows what beta glucan is.
Beta glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Yes.
Jungle, do life with heart.
Ngisithole lo babo la kuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngisithole lo babo la kuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngicela ungithande
Agrupa mapiti sambeka Bengtelu tande mina Daddy like Tande wena
You'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing, that you'll be brave and joyful and kind, and that one day when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Say it with me. Banana! We love it. The Minions are here. In fact, one of our own, we didn't realize, is actually a Minion. Let's check in on little Carlito to see how his transformation is coming on. Look at that. Those things must be tiny, man, but he's loving them, hey? Because they look quite big on your face, so they must be really, really small, I would imagine. Oh, man, you look beautiful. And yes, we are embracing the Minions and their mischievous behavior today. And that's all ahead of the release of Minions: The Rise of Gru today. But it affords us an opportunity as parents to look at the behavior of our little ones and disseminate it in a very child-friendly way, which means that, yes, I can understand it as well. And we're joined by clinical psychologist Simone Aronsa and registered counsellor Kelly Jacobson. Please, we want you to weigh in on the discussion as well. Let us know your experience with your own children and their behavioural changes, especially through those critical kind of stages of development. Send us a WhatsApp voice note 063 408 8863. Kelly, let's jump in back with you. I mentioned kind of the modeling behavior versus the teaching behavior, and with parents you kind of get the feeling that they're always watching, and then inevitably a behavioral trait or a word will pop up and you're like, oh my word, that's me. How important is it in those initial phases that we model the right kind of behavior? How much of our child's learning stems from what they pick up from us?
I think that it's so important at those stages. Kids learn from watching and observing rather than you telling them certain things to do. So I think it's so important to model behavior that is appropriate, because they are learning and engaging what's morally correct and what's morally incorrect from your experience as a parent, because you're spending the most time with the kids. So I think it's definitely going to have slip-ups here or there, but what's important is talking to your kids through the process, having those conversations about what's appropriate and what's not, and even ways to express emotions, what is appropriate and what's not. So definitely, yeah, holds value.
And it does, that helps you unpack a lot of these emotions as well, because you come to grips with it. But I think it's also about, I've learnt about, even if you're not ready to deal with that growth phase yet, establish the means to talk about it.
Definitely.
Learn how to talk with your child.
Yes.
You really need to be able to establish that means of communication. I think we've got a WhatsApp line, a voice note coming in right now. Rowena from Cape Town, I think, has weighed in. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, my name is Ruwaida. I just wanted to know, how do you deal with children that don't want to sit still? always going about and just messing, man. How do you fix that? Or how do you get the child to listen? Because my child, they don't want to sit still.
Oh man, they got the restless leg syndrome. I think I still suffer from that as well. Where does that kind of physical manifestation of this behavioral trait come from, and how do you manage it in the moment? Let's start with some practical advice. How do we deal with those restless legs and that kind of behavior when you're just not able to curtail it?
I think it's important to remember that the brain only matures fully at the age of 25, right? So we need to also consider the expectations that we have of kids. I think sometimes we look at our kids with our adult mature brains and we're having the same expectations from them as we are able to do, but is it realistic for a child to sit still constantly, you know? So I think it is important to understand your child's developmental phase firstly, and then I think if you understand the developmental phase and what's appropriate for it, it can help with one becoming more tolerant, with one adjusting expectations, having realistic expectations as well. Again, if it's problematic behavior, you know, if it's disordered behavior, they can't sit still because of a diagnosis, then treatment can also be.
Then you go a specialist route.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or get them outdoors. I mean, often you need an outlet, and I've realized how often just getting out into a green space, that natural space, and we speak about, you know, nature deficit disorder, and I mean, these sorts of things, it's real because our kids often are confined indoors, focused on a screen more often than not, are not living physically. In terms of that physical development, or that development, how important is a physical outlet for a child to have that, to just express themselves and to get that energy out?
I mean, if you think about it, especially in toddler stage, the energy levels are extremely high. And a lot of times the tantrums come from a place of frustration, not being able to get that energy out, and the stimulation of being in natural environments too. So I think it's extremely important for kids to have time to play. As much as we focus on the emotional development and social development, and within the educational space, I think being in nature is where, and being in spaces where they can have the energy released, is extremely important and critical to a child's physical development.
We want to hand them over to our teachers, the perfect little specimen that is going to be ideally suited for that kind of working environment so they can get the most out of the learning experience. They're naughty once, they're going to set the tone with their teacher. The teacher's probably going to label them as a naughty child. This is, I think, weighs on so many parents' minds. How do we best prepare our children for that next phase when we're handing them over to someone else's care now? We want them, obviously, to be primed to get the most out of that experience.
So I truly believe that the best gift we can give our kids is good self-esteem, right? And good self-esteem comes from healthy attachments to caregivers. It comes from having relationships. It comes from how you speak to them, how you respond to them in difficult situations. And I have this saying, I like to say, connection before correction. So when your child feels connected to you, it becomes easier to correct the problematic behavior if they feel connected to you. If they don't, then it becomes a lot more harder to intervene.
Write that on your hand right now. Connection ahead of correction. Ladies, thank you so much. I did get some absolute gems there. And when in doubt, just scream, banana! Get that frustration out and carry on as per normal. We are loving the Minions today. It's going to give us an opportunity to, yes, have a lot of fun, but learn some valuable life lessons as well.
Oh, well, listen, a great way to keep the kids entertained is to put them in the kitchen and get them hands-on involved. And as you can see, lots of Minions going on, because in light of the release of the new Minions movie, we have decided that today is going to be our own Minions-themed day on the show. And if you are throwing your very own Minion-themed party, then these are the perfect Minion-inspired treats. And here to help us put these treats together, we have 11-year-old Estella Groenewald right next to me. And over there, we have Claire Nielsen, who's joining us in studio. Are you two ready to help me create little Minion-inspired treats? We have a real Minion here, and now we're going to create something so we can eat it. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So I actually think for the first treat, we need to do the bark. So I'm going to give you this white chocolate, Claire. Estella, I'm going to give you that too. Now, you can pick between blue or yellow.
Blue for me.
Blue for Estella, yellow for Claire. Here are spoons. Can you just mix that into the white chocolate, and we're going to create our blue and yellow icing. So just put that in there and give it a good mix. But tough, try not to get it on your skin. There we go. And now you can just mix that. until it's nice and blue. So with the bark, we want to really just get the blue colors going, we want to get the yellow going, and then we're just going to have fun with treats and put our little pretzel sticks down. Can you see this, Minion? We are making this all just for you. In fact, I think we can put the pretzel sticks down at the end. Okay, fantastic. So now I'm going to get both of you to just swirl your chocolate like that, and we're going to create a big mess, but on the sheet. Okay, you can just go. You're allowed to make it dirty here. Okay. Oh, you can actually just pour the bowl. They are so polite and sweet. Are you two enjoying your school holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than being here and having a Minion in studio with you, what else have you guys been up to?
Nothing. I've went roller skating and I've gone ice skating.
Okay. Is that something you love to do, being on blades or like roller skates?
It's really fun.
Amazing. Well, Estella, you're doing fantastic with the blue. I think we need to get some yellow in there. Claire, will you fill it up with some yellow for us?
Sure.
Just pour everything there. You two are so polite and not messy at all. There we go. Do you need some help there? Oh, you've got it. Okay, I'm going to give you some yellow and blue chocolate treats, some sprinkles. I think we're going to keep with the theme. Estella, you get all the blue, and I'm going to give Claire all of the yellow and with eyes, and then you simply just have fun. There we go. Okay. Minion, what do you think of these cute little treats? Very happy. You like it? Are you eyeing the cupcake that looks like you or the banana? Do you want a banana? I'll give you a banana. How's that? Fantastic. Okay. Girls, you're doing fantastic. Now have some fun with the sprinkles and the blue things, and I will put our pretzel sticks down, because once this cools down, we're going to break it up, and that is how we're going to get our fun little bark. You can play with these sprinkles and just sprinkle it over. There we go. And this is the whole fun. It's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be all over the place. And then you break it up once it's all cooled down and dried. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, we have it on our website, expressoshow.com. Get some eyes in there. I'm going to help you girls. I think these Minion eyes are quite fun. I actually think they should be face up. There we go. And now for our cupcakes here in front of you. As you can see, we have little Twinkies cut up, and now you're going to use the black icing, and we're going to create like a little some glasses. So I will help you here. If you want to stick the eye, put the first one on, make a bit of a circle. Do you want to put a little eye on there for us? So this is officially my cupcake. There we go. Now, do you want to try the next one? Oh no, you'll be fine. And then Claire, we're going to use this blue icing and just give it a bit of a swirl. Do you want to give it a go?
Okay.
Give it a nice big swirl. Push nice and hard. There we go. I'll hold your cupcake for you.
Thank you.
Look at that. This is our Minion-inspired cupcake. You can add more icing to that. Oh, that looks perfect. Should we do one with two eyes? And then we just simply put our little Twinkies on top. There we go. This is so cute. You two just did this. Minion, can we get a high five? That's like a 3-5. You only have 3 fingers. He's only got 3 fingers. Okay. Well, there we go. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. The girls are getting creative. I think this Minion has got a bit of hair at the top, so we can maybe even add some hair for him. But there you go. Have lots of fun with it. It really is fun for the whole family.
Christmas comes early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. You and a friend stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. To enter the challenge, create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon. Share your photo of the bake on the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages, or WhatsApp line on 063-814-2300 using hashtag Golden Baker Search. And Tell us why you are SA's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand. The winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso this July. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 17th of July. Details and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso live on S3. What?
What? Nothing, man.
What? Are you looking at my makeup?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Oh, and they dance
Look
as
at
well.
them dancing.
They dance. They're doing like their fitness routine with
Yes.
Ryle.
Did you see it? It's exactly the same movement. I was inspired. This is Ryle's movement. There we go. Okay, cool, great.
For the rest of the show, that's all we need to do, actually.
Throughout the entire show. I can do that for you, no problem. But today we're going to talk about something that's going to get a Minion excited.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure that we have to say this clearly.
Okay.
It is Panado.
Panado!
No, get them excited. Wait, calm down. But we need to just make this clear. Son is the center of a parent's soul and the love of their life. And Panado, I say that clearly, is giving you the chance to win 2,500 Rand daily by telling us about your amazing son's achievements. And we're about to announce our next lucky winner. Are you ready to rumble?
I'm going to give you my own little drum roll here because it just
Congratulations,
sounds amazing.
Moshumi Mara!
Woo! Congratulations, Moshumi!
Phenomenal.
Beautiful stuff. And this is what she had to write on her comment. She said, my son's biggest achievement was excelling in his matric year 2020 with 7 A's. Get out of here. That's incredible, despite the challenges of the pandemic and hard lockdown. Wow. And he is currently doing his BCom degree. Hashtag a dose of care. Hashtag a proud mom.
Wow.
Because that's the plan. You want your kid to nail, to ace matric and then go on to do a degree. But 7 A's, that's...
I've never
Come
got
on,
that.
what about the rest of us, man? But that is a beautiful story and a deserving winner. We've got Moshumi on the line. A very good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
We are so happy to be making you a winner this morning, but you are, in fact, the winner of that 2,500 Rand, so you must be feeling even better about it. What are you going to use that 2,500 Rand for?
Thank you. I'm actually going to buy a fruit for my son and a teddy bear and a lamp for him. It's Christmas in July.
It is Christmas
yes,
in
it
July,
is, eh?
baby. I love it.
Wow. Okay, I'd like to know, I want to go a little deeper with you for a second. What is your favorite memory of yourself and your son? Maybe a time you spent together, a moment that's happened between you two?
Oh, yes. The most exciting time was when I took my son to India for the first time, and he was totally blown away by the Taj Mahal, and he still remembers that. He was little, and I took him, and he was just really, really excited, and he actually told me, Mom, now that I'm 20, I really want to go back and enjoy it and cherish those memories.
Wow, well, you gave him the memory of a lifetime. He seems like an amazing young man. The two of you look beautiful together, just by the way, representing there for the family. What is it about your boy that makes him so special, do you think?
He's a very kind and caring and compassionate child who doesn't know how to say no. And he's always, he likes to take this role where he's a nurturing role. I think because I'm a teacher as well. I was in the same school as he was. So he's such a kind guy, and it's such a pleasure to have around. And I love his sense of humor. Very witty.
He's like a minion. He's like one of our minions today. He's beautiful.
Your son is one in a minion, it's safe to say.
He's one in a minion, for sure.
Thank you, Mushumi, and congratulations.
I'm so excited.
No, you better be.
deserve
It's
it.
great.
Beautiful
Have
stuff.
a great weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you. Okay, bye-bye.
Absolutely. Now we understand where the 7 A's came from. Okay, when Mom's a teacher, you've got a bit of an advantage there, but he still made her so proud, and we are so proud to make her a winner this morning. So we've received, obviously, a lot of incredible entries, and I think really heartwarming stories. So thank you so much for all of your contributions. We'll be announcing that final winner on Monday, and it could just be you.
Panado.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
Sorry, no, Dad, Minion. I've got official duties to do. Banana! We need to go. You need to leave. Come. Step aside here. Come on. This way. Come with me. These minions are taking over the whole studio. Of course, as you heard, it's time to kick off official duties. We're starting off with our national headlines right now. I'm going to get someone to assist me with that right now. Here is the G-Man. Oh, Carlitos, actually. Thank you very much. Sorry.
I'm going to push you away like you pushed the minion away. Excuse me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's take a look at the news from around the world, starting off locally. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Sibongiseni Ndlovu has launched the National Youth HIV Prevention Strategy and Campaign at Mdavuka village outside Malamulele in Limpopo. The program, under the banner of the South African National AIDS Council, is targeted towards preventing HIV infections amongst young people. The Department of Health said it would intensify the program in the next 3 years. Limpopo MEC for Health, Dr. Poppy Ramatuba, said the program was also meant to deal with all the risk factors associated with the spread of HIV. Now, the South African National Blood Service is pleading with South Africans to donate blood amid critical low stocks. With less than 2.5 days of blood stocks currently on hand, the Blood Service is calling on donors to rally behind the mission to save lives. Spokesperson Kensani Mahlangu said they were faced with very high demand but very little supply. Donors are not really coming through to donate blood. We really need everyone who is able to please come through and donate, he said. So please heed the call and save a life. On to international news. Indonesia's President Joko Widodo says he's delivered a message to Russia's Vladimir Putin from Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. He told reporters after meeting Putin in Moscow that he wishes to help start communication between the two leaders. And meanwhile, it started that Ukraine is celebrating after Russia has withdrawn its forces from Snake Island. But Moscow says the move is a goodwill gesture. And in Madrid, Spain, NATO members have agreed to a significant increase in funding for the alliance on the second day of their summit in the Spanish capital. Now, the World Health Organization's Director of Africa, Matshidiso Moeti, has accused rich countries of beginning to stockpile vaccines against monkeypox. She says Africa has no vaccine and none has so far been donated to African countries. Monkeypox is endemic in certain areas of Africa, but has recently been reported in countries where it does not occur, such as European countries and countries such as Ghana, Morocco, and even South Africa. Moeti says the continent may not allow a repeat similar to COVID-19 pandemic when Africa was short of vaccines. And now on to some other lighter news. A California toddler from Los Angeles in the U.S. has become a member of Mensa, the oldest IQ society in the world, also referred to as the Association of Intellectuals. Kashe Quest, now 3 years old, joined the US branch of the organization at the age of 2, believe it or not, with an IQ of, hear this, 146, making her the youngest American member. By 18 months, she had mastered the alphabet, numbers, colors, shapes. Sujit Athal, Kashe's mom, said this. And to qualify for Mensa's membership, applicants must take an approved intelligence test and score at or above the 98th percentile. Her parents say Kashe memorized the 50 states of the US by shape and location and could name all of the elements on the periodic table by the time she was 2 years old. But her parents make sure to keep her balanced. Kashe's interests include the movie Frozen, Let It Go, the TV kiddie series Paw Patrol, watermelon, swimming, messy paint, and of course science experiments. And Mom Athwal added, and I quote, "We wish to keep her youthful as long as we can. Socialization and her emotional growth are the most important things for us." What a beautiful story. Intellectuals all over talking about those. Here's Graham with your sport.
Yep, still waiting for my Mensa membership card. It's in the mail. Let's start with cricket news this morning. And Enoch Nkwe has been confirmed as Cricket South Africa, or CSA's new director of cricket. This was confirmed yesterday. Nkwe was the former assistant to Proteas head coach Mark Boucher, but resigned from that position in August and now makes a return to the organisation. Obviously, the DOC position has been vacant since the end of March. That was after Graham Smith's contract had come to an end. The former provincial cricketer for the Highveld Lions between 2004 and 2009 also served as the Proteas interim team director that was on their tour to India in 2019. Then other appointments made at the governing body. Mthunzi Jonas, he's joining as chief commercial officer, Jad van der Walt as chief financial officer, and Wanele Ngomazulu as chief marketing officer. Then staying with cricketing news, but this is the action on the field, and or at least sadly the lack thereof. The one-off women's test between England and South Africa in Taunton ended in a draw after a rain-hit final day yesterday. So the Proteas were 188 for 5 in their second innings, lead of 48 runs, where the players were forced from the field for the last time. Tumi Sekhukhune, had starred with the ball, also starred in her role as night watcher, staying for 47 overs to record her highest international score of 33 not out. Then first innings Centurion Marizan Cup, she ended on 43 not out, with the pair having stabilised the Proteas innings after they had been in trouble at one point at 118 for 5. An impressive result and performance from South Africa in what was their first test match in 8 years and against very stiff opposition. Now on to slightly different grass, but in the same region. We turn to tennis, and second seed Rafa Nadal survived another scare. He was involved in his second consecutive 4-set match as he overcame Ricardas Berankis 6-4, 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round of Wimbledon. So Nadal looked a little out of sorts at times, but still managed to record his 307th Grand Slam match win, and that puts him one ahead of the legend Martina Navratilova and fourth on the all-time list. Incredible. Then fourth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas, he romped into the third round as well with an accomplished 6-2, 6-3 and 7-5 victory over Jordan Thompson, and he'll face the mercurial Nick Kyrgios in the next round. That was after the big-hitting Australian overcame Filip Krajinovic in straight sets. And then in the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, she recorded her 37th win on the trot, extending that record after beating Leslie Patinama Kerkov 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round as well. And then also through our Petra Kvitova, Paula Badosa and Simona Halep. And then very exciting rugby, obviously impending rugby action this weekend, as Wales and the Springboks will be locking horns tomorrow. And Wales coach Wayne Pevak, he's named his team for tomorrow's test against the Boks at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria, incidentally sold out. And Tommy Reffel will win his first senior Wales cap after being selected on open side flank. The 23-year-old is a former Wales under-18 and under-20 captain, and he'll now become the 1,178th Welsh Test international. Then Dan Lydiard also starts at blindside flanker, his first international appearance since his match against Ireland in the 2021 Six Nations campaign. And then British and Irish Lions captain Alan Wynne-Jones is named as replacement, and it looks like George North is also reappearing in the midfield. We'll delve a little deeper into more of the sporting permutations as we progress, but right now let's take a look at some of those permutations out on the roads with the traffic.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, let's start off with traffic in Gauteng. In Edenvale, there's a multi-vehicle accident. It's currently on the R24 westbound after Barbara Road, east Barbara Edie Road, and it's currently obstructing the emergency lane. Please approach with caution. Then in the Western Cape in Gugulethu on the N2 outgoing, there's been an accident after Borchards Quarry Road. That right shoulder is currently blocked and it's causing delays. Please be on the lookout for that. And in KwaZulu-Natal and Ladysmith on the N3 westbound, there's been a major accident near the Tugela one-stop service. Heavy delays can be expected, so please add some extra travel time to your journey this morning. That's where we leave your traffic for now. Let's take a look at your weather. Well, at least 7 people have lost their lives and 55 are still missing after a mudslide in northeastern India. Rescue workers located 19 people in rubble amid heavy rain and inclement weather. The mudslide occurred early this morning at a railway construction site in the state of Manipur. Authorities say the chances of any of the missing people being found alive are slim. Heavy rains in the past month have already led to 150 fatalities in northeastern India and neighboring Bangladesh. Millions of people have also been uprooted in recent weeks due to floods. And in Austria, the authorities have declared a civil emergency after some villages in the southern state of Carinthia were cut off by mudslides and flooding following heavy rainfall. One person succumbed and another was reported missing. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of those currently affected. Well, from your natural disasters currently, we're going to bring it back home to South Africa's shores, where we take a look at those sunrise views that you share with us. First up is Andre Borman, who sent this one from the sun rising up from behind the rough ocean in Gqeberha. Andrew shared this beautiful one with us from his front room in KZN. Ridwan Hassan sent us this beautiful photo of the mother city showcasing some beautiful colors. And last but not least, one of our own crew members, Bianca, finds herself out and about and shared this one in Belito this morning. So thank you for that. If you have one that you would love to share, please do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Let's look at your temperatures. Heading over to Limpopo, Polokwane, your low is 3, your high 18. Mbombela 6 with a high of 21. In Gauteng, Pretoria, your low is 4, your high 18. Johannesburg 2 with a high of 16. Mahikeng 5, 18. Klerksdorp 1 with a high of 19. Kimberley 7 with a high of 19. Bloemfontein -1 with a high of 11. In KZN, Richards Bay, your low is 12, your high 25. Pietermaritzburg 6, 26. Durban 13, 24. Mthatha 4 with a high of 24. A sunny day in East London 15, 26. Cradock 5 with a high of 21. Gqeberha 14, reaching a high of 25. Moving to the Western Cape, in George 17 is your low, 25 your high. Cape Town 15, reaching a high of 24. Worcester 12, 23. Sutherland 7 with a high of 15. And Uppington, a sunny day ahead. Your low is 12 and your high 22 for today. And that's where I leave your weather for now. A final update coming your way at 8 o'clock.
Carl, just flatten your hair like this. Just make a middle part.
But this is my hair in the morning. I feel like if you ever wanted to know what it's like, yes, there we go. It's like that in the morning. But we're hoping you're enjoying the Minion-inspired show. In fact, one of the things that the Minions, iconic to them, is the Dungaree.
Yeah,
and everyone wonder where it comes from.
They brought Dungarees back, yo. And if you want to see a Minion at their absolute best, you've got to see them strutting their stuff on the catwalk. And that's going to happen next. Can you do the moonwalk?
So a moonwalk, oh.
Oh,
that's
love
great.
it. Absolutely love it.
I'm a bit
We're going to be a little bit parched, so you better refresh yourselves. The dances continue.
Shout out to it.
She was, yo, the sugar's like immediate in this.
That was a bit.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso live at S3. Happy Friday, happy Minion Day. Today's show, as you know, it's all about Minions. And what would Minions be without their iconic costumes, the Dungarees? Now, in 1853, let's take you back. Levi Strauss and his business partner, Jacob Davis, designed the first overall made from Dungaree fabric. These overalls were ideal for hard labor and even had a bib for carrying tools. Now, later on, the Dungaree became a desirable garment when the likes of Clint Eastwood, Judy Garland, Ronnie Wood, and many more wore it. And our fashion editor and extraordinaire, Noxolo Mafu, joins us in studio to unpack the Dungaree look for you. Nox.
Hey.
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 The Dungarees, I feel like growing up, and maybe you can resonate with this, the 90s was the Dungaree age for me.
100%. If I close my eyes, outside of like the Minions making it incredible, I really believe the 90s is where it really shot up.
Right.
It really is a play between like comfort and kind of the utility part of it. So like as you're saying, from the historic way that it started, it really had a utilitarian feel, and then it just like crossed over.
It did.
Into like real iconic fashion, whether you pair it with like a polo neck or a t-shirt. It really was that piece that kind of like could move from summer. If you were watching like morning TV and you'd watch like your presenters wearing it, pretty much like this morning actually.
Yes, it's happening
but
today.
It's amazing, yeah. It really is an iconic time for the 90s.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, for kids, it was very like a practical thing, but that utilitarian style really moved into like statement looks, which we saw most of the 90s.
I want to bring in a few models so we can unpack the Dungaree a bit further with you. I mean, you're a fashion editor.
Yes.
You've seen many red carpets. Can we use this grey carpet?
Absolutely.
Today.
This can transform into something quite
Let's do
prestige.
it. So let's bring in our first model. And I want to unpack the look here. Now, as you can see, the Dungaree here is worn. I feel like this is probably the best way. I'm not sure
100%.
if you'd say the same.
There's really no one who's pushed it to the level that we're seeing right here.
I felt this.
Exactly. Yes. So we're seeing there the play between denim, where the buttons really like harness over the shoulders in a way that's really going to remind you that I'm here to work, right? I've got things to do. So really, I love the way that the denim kind of like is paired with this bright yellow, that primary color, which is really focused.
Exactly, which is actually the skin color, which is great.
We're inspired by it. Also, we're seeing like those tones. So really a play between like iconic colors here. And of course, paired with some practical shoes, really inspired by the initial
I love the shoes,
plan.
by the way.
Yeah, the shoes really speak to...
work for me.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a look this good since Jessica Chastain.
Exactly.
The Met Gala.
Yes, it's funny because you mentioned the Met Gala.
Yeah.
There was a huge fight for this type of look at the time because people weren't really sure if they could pull it off. Wow, there's just more of it.
Yes.
Now we're seeing a more kind of feminine take on it. We see Zoe's really playing with the heels paired with it.
But I do enjoy this look from Zoe's side as well.
Yes, 100%.
It's the heel and the Dungaree.
And the Dungaree. So who said it can't be like dressed up? You know what I mean? So we're seeing now the more kind of practical, casual wear from the Minion.
Work and then work
play.
it. Right?
Don't you want to take over my job?
No. I just feel like it's a juxtaposition of work and work it.
And that's what we have here. And I mean, what I love about Zoe, though, is that she could wear it really with like anything, whether it's long sleeve, short sleeve, polo neck. Obviously, I feel like our Minion has a bit of an iconic look that he doesn't want to get rid of.
No, this is okay. And I actually love the black gloves as well. It just shows you how, this particular look, this Minion grew into it, which makes sense. Fantastic. So, okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Now, another model that's come to now, the thing is, a Dungaree shorts look is really, really hot right now, I think.
What we love is versatility.
Indeed.
So versatility is really where we're at. And, inspired by the initial look that we saw in our Minion, Ral has then taken inspiration, taken denim to another level, and we're seeing a far more playful look at it. The colors there being quite fundamental, but I love this. It gives it a bit of a casual look and also across genders. Like, there's no one who can't pull this off, which is great.
I think this is really cool. You could wear this with maybe a mesh sort of fishnet vest
okay.
under it as well, which is great.
Just go crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if I look at, I like the tailoring on the Dungaree from the Minion. I think this is what's really standing out for me.
It also really hugs the curves in a really beautiful way.
Indeed, especially at the back. That
Exactly. Here we can see the voluptuous nature of a Minion really being showcased quite beautifully here. So I really think that, you know, the iconic Dungaree really does so much. It's transcendent over the years, and we can see
Thank you, models.
how it's done so well.
You know, Knox, I almost feel like if this is ever going to be on a French red carpet, that they change Minion into the word mignon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Inspired by the Mignons.
The Minions, yes.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think I need to also just relook my summer wardrobe because there's a lot of hints I'm taking from that Dungaree.
Let's do it. I mean, Knox, I know that you've got so many ideas for looks, but the Dungaree, why not? The Minions are wearing it. We should too. It's something that you can really grow into on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
All these Gru experiences, I absolutely love them, man. Oh,
It's
okay.
Minion
Don't be
mayhem.
shy.
Okay.
And I like the fact no one took a risk with the one strap down. Hey, you gotta, if you're gonna do it, Minion, you've got to have both straps up. Yeah, there is a reason why it's the biggest global animated franchise in history, and now comes the origin story of how the world's greatest supervillain first met his iconic minions, his team, his tribe, and they forged cinema's most despicable crew and faced off against the most unstoppable criminals ever assembled. And we are, of course, talking about the Minions. The rise of Gru.
That's right.
The rise of the little minion.
Oh, and what's quite exciting is Expresso is giving you at home the opportunity to win a truly despicable prize courtesy of Minions, The Rise of Gru. Now, it is a super fan gift hamper consisting of Minions branded backpacks, a tote, an umbrella, gel pens, and so much more, all to the value of 1,000 Rand. I'm having a look here. There's a keychain, there's a charm, there's some stickers.
And not just some stickers. Those are like premium. I know
are the
stickers,
cool
okay? When you've got little kids, you know
ones.
stickers, and those are some premium stickers here. A squishy ball, stress ball, all you need in life. And all you need to do is to prove to us how much of a fan you are by sending us your drawing of your favorite character from Minions. A Minion would be great, but you can go for Gru. Is it Bob? Is it Kevin? Maybe it's little mini boss Gru. We'd love to hear from you. So we'd love to see your artistic ability, your skills. So put them to the test and upload your drawing to our Facebook and our Twitter pages in the comments section with the hashtag Minions.
There we go. And you've got some time this weekend to do it because the competition closes at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, the 6th of July. So get your mom and dad to help you with those entries. And the 4 winners will be announced on social media. So keep your eyes peeled. Those T's and C's can be found on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
I was going to say, get the parents, get the kids to help you do this one. I think we need to flip the script and make sure that you go and check out Minions, The Rise of Gru in cinemas from today and get entering now to win and win big. This is an awesome prize.
That's really cool.
Only one thing I can say, actually. Banana!
Yeah, so myself and Carl. No, fooled you. It's not Carl. It's just another Minion. We're going to be spending the weekend together, of course. So if you are going to be watching the Minions or you're planning on doing your own movie night, then this next recipe is the perfect pairing for it. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like?
I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover.
Yes, of course, the Minions are taking over the kitchen as well, as you've seen, and we're going to do something special, as you heard. We're talking about freshly baked choc chip cookies, cereal style. Now, take a moment to let that sink in, and we can't think of a better way to get the weekend started than with our classic Clover choc chip cookie cereal. Now, the whole family is absolutely going to love this, and here to show us how is Tando Manyoni in the building. And firstly, congratulations for passing your graduator! Wow! Is that you? Beautiful.
Yeah, that
nice. Well done. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels official. I feel really official. I'm like, yeah.
I'm legit now.
Talk to me
I'm
nicely.
legit now. I love that. So look, now you can't mess up at all, eh? Now you're going to do everything legit, extra legit, because you're legit. And we've got a legit Minion here to help us in the kitchen. I don't know exactly what they might be doing for us. Maybe they're just going to ensure that we keep our core engaged, because I'm so impressed by how
straight.
So straight, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
Let's get straight into this one. What are we doing? It looks delicious.
So we're making cereal cookies, basically.
Okay.
So we're going to start off by creaming our butter and sugar.
Okay.
Whoop. Come on now, baby.
Get that sugar in there.
There
And
we
I'm
go.
watching this minion. I'm hearing his tummy grumble. You can't actually hear it, but it is grumbling after he sees all these. He or she, I actually don't know how minions actually identify with, so I'm just going to say a minion. They. I don't know what they do or what they prefer, but it looks like they love all the ingredients over here. And it's looking like it's
There
coming
we
together.
go.
What sort of consistency are you wanting when it comes to the butter and the sugar?
So you want it to be fluffy?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so really
Fluffy,
work
fluffy,
it in,
fluffy.
really get involved in that one.
There we go.
And just, by the way, I don't see, are there any bananas in this?
No banana. You want bananas?
Don't worry, you behave, I'll switch out with banana. All right,
Okay.
I got you. I got you.
There we go. And then once that's looking good and combined, then we're gonna go in with our vanilla.
Oh, okay. You can't have anything cookie-like or anything baking-like without vanilla essence, it seems, right? It's like one of those hero ingredients for sure.
And then chocolate chips.
Yeah.
And then our dry ingredients.
So Minion says yes to the chocolate
Yes
chips.
to the chocolate
is that a
chips,
yes to
okay.
chocolate? Yes, more. And then what's up in that? Is that flour?
Flour.
Nice, okay, that's going to bring it all together.
And then some bicarb.
Nice.
Salt. And you might need a dash of milk depending on your consistency.
All right, I see, I got you.
There
Now
we
look,
go.
of course, you are working with a beautiful ingredient over there, and it was just fascinating to see how that sugar actually combined with that beautiful clover ingredient over there. But let me talk to you, Mzansi, about how classic this actually is, because Clover Classic is an ideal and versatile fat spread that can be used daily for spreading, cooking, as well as, like you've seen right now, baking too. Now you can skip the choc chips and add other flavors to the cookie dough as well, and that's the batter we're talking about. So things like cinnamon can give you that warm, earthy flavor, or you can get creative with it and add your favorites to this one. But allow the cookies to cool so that they are able to crisp up once they are baked, and then after that, it's all about enjoying. But before we get to that, let's take it to the rest of the recipe ingredients,
So-
because it looks like everything's combined now.
Once it's all combined, then you have your dough that you have there.
All right.
Then you're gonna shape that for me.
Okay,
you
so
can
the
use a
dough,
spoon.
fast forward into the future, it's already there. And this is the
Small,
cereal
yeah.
part, right? We're
It's
going to
the
make it
cereal.
small. So like that?
Even
smaller?
smaller. Just
Okay,
a little
all right.
bit smaller.
Like that?
There we go, yes.
What? And now we're going to like shape it into a little cookie. Look at little Minion over here is paying attention. What do you think? Is it a yes on this little cookie? Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So we got one cookie in there. Is that good?
Yes.
Look
And
how
then you
cute
keep
that is.
going.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we just keep making small little cereal-sized cookies. The Minions are going to absolutely love this. I think we're going to have to start fighting them off to see who's going to get the most. But I know that. Yeah. Okay, fine. You can have them all. You can have them all. Oh, this is fun. And I'm imagining if you're getting involved with the kids in the kitchen as well.
Yeah,
This is like playtime. You can get creative with the shapes that
Literally,
you're
it's
making
a
as
super
well.
fun recipe, and it's like redefining breakfast as well.
Redefining
Is it even breakfast or redefining snacks? Like cookies and milk?
When it's Minion like themed, it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. It's just
It's ju-
good food.
It doesn't matter.
It
Just
doesn't
eat it
matter
whenever.
what time of the day it is, as long as it tastes good, and it definitely does. Especially telling from this. But Tando, firstly, once again, congratulations. You are
Thank
legit right
you.
now, and this recipe definitely looks like it's all come together as legit as we expected. So Mzansi, I hope you enjoyed that. What do you think of the recipe? You like this one? Is that a yes? All right, Minion says yes, so my day is done. And for you, Mzansi, you can get the recipe by heading over to expresso.com. And if you need a reminder of the steps, well, don't worry, we got you. Here's a recap.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Ngisitholela ubango lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngisitholela ubango lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngicela ungithande ngicela unginake ngicela uthande mina ngithande.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, and it's a Minion takeover because the movie is hitting cinemas today. And for this morning, we asked you our Good Morning post, if you were to be a Minion, what would your name be? And let's take a listen to what you had to say. We have voice notes, and if you would love to still send a voice note through, that number is 063 408 8863. Let's take a listen to our first voice note.
Good morning, Expresso show. My name is Ethan Puller. I am from Kaberga. I am 11 years old. If I was a Minion, I would name me Miguel.
Oh, that's a very cute one. Let's take a listen to the next one.
Hello, Expresso team. My name is Nyasha Magura. On Minions, I will be crew, and I am 10 years old now.
Oh, I love that. I love that the kids are sending us voice notes. We have one from Zolani. Let's take a listen to what their name would be.
Good morning, Expresso, my beautiful family. This is Zolani from Flipstown in Northern Cape. My name could be Zakaria, the name for the Minion. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I'm loving the creativity with the Minion names. Jordan also sent us a voice note. Let's take a listen to what Jordan had to say.
Good morning, Expresso fam. I would give my name if I was a Minion. Minnie. Me.
Even sounds like they pronounced it in Minion. Should we get one more voice note through?
Good morning, Expresso team. If I have to give my Minion a name, it will be Wasty.
Whoa!
Thank you very much. Have an awesome day.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, do continue to share those names with us. I think our Minions are quite posh, so I'm going to make sure they hydrate. You're going to hydrate? There we go. And send it through. Our voice notes is 063 408 8863. There we go. Is it better? Oh.
Mr. Wasty Pants.
Mr. Wasty
Pants. By the way, the gentleman, I have your number. No, this is great. And Minions bring joy, and it's quite an honor to be compared to a Minion today, especially given our Minion on the couch.
I mean, look at this. He's a spirit animal. He knows how to use that couch, man. That's what you got to do. You got to chill to the max. So after wreaking a little bit of havoc in our studio today, it's time that we get even closer to our favorites and watch them terrorize each other for a moment in today's Minion-themed game. It's called What Happens Next? So grab the kids and play along with us right now, okay? I have a feeling more parents are going to play than kids right now,
Definitely.
which is perfectly fine. So the rules are as simple. We're going to show you, our players, a snippet of the Minions in various comical situations, as they always find themselves in, and then we're going to have to determine what happens next. Are you up for that?
I am ready.
Do you call yourselves super fans?
I think I got. Yes. I think I can get into the mind of a Minion. Yeah. I think I got this, man.
Where is the mind of a Minion, incidentally?
Isn't it over here somewhere, I believe? Like,
yeah, it's in the tummy.
Under the left.
Okay, so let's start with the first of our scenarios.
Right.
And this sets the scene. So take a little look at this, and then I'm going to provide you 3 options on how those Minions handled that situation or what ended up happening. But let's take a look at our first scenario. Take a look at this.
Banana!
All right, so what happens next? What he knows. He might have actually been involved there. Is it A, a monkey drops down and steals the banana?
Okay.
Okay, that can actually happen. B, the minion uses explosive means and gets a little more than he bargained for. Or the minion enlists the help of his friends. What do you think?
I'm going for B.
You want the explosion?
Yeah,
Okay,
that kind of sounds very
I'm going to be
Minion-esque.
different and just go with C. I think he'd maybe call his friends and maybe like a hop on each other or something like, I don't know, like stack it up.
I'd really like a monkey to swing, a donkey to swing in and steal this. Let's see which it is.
Yes!
Hey! Oh, you've got to say it as a plural. Bananas!
Thank
Well
you.
done,
Go.
1 point.
I know my people.
You know your people.
He's been right there. Okay, so let's set the scene for our next little scenario and see what happens next. Take a look at this. Huh. What do we want to happen here? Okay.
back.
So what happens next? Is it A, the minion steals a different prize?
Okay.
B, the minion displays godlike strength and breaks the machine?
Yes.
Oh, I like that one. And C, the minion exacts his revenge and walks away as a winner. Ooh.
B again.
I'm going to go C again because I think he's going to exact it in a very peculiar way. Only a minion can do so.
Because minions do go for revenge. Hey, they're not going to let it go. Let's find out what happens
Let's see, right?
next.
Let's see.
Yes.
Well played, bugger. Well played.
Every minion has his day. Well
Can I have
done,
some of that
Carlito.
cash? Where's that cash? Can I get some of that? Well,
His money don't jiggle, okay? Let's take a look at our next scenario and what's going to happen next.
Oh my god. Ooh, jazzy. No.
Uh-oh.
oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
This is gonna be exciting. Oh no. I feel like there's trauma here.
Yeah, I know, man. This is a safe place. You've got your minions around you.
All right.
So what happens next? Is it A, the minion makes shark bait out of his friends, which is quite minion-esque behavior. The minion fishes out the shark and saves his friends. Or the shark breaks the pier and all the minions go for a swim.
I'm going with A.
I think these arms can swim. I'm keen to see these arms in action.
What stroke? Backstroke. It's got to be backstroke. Let's see how this one plays out. Huh?
Do it.
Okay.
Yes!
Yes! They became bait!
It's A!
Why only be destructive when you can psychologically torture your minion friends as well, which is also very minion-esque behavior.
Memories, G. It's called making memories.
Absolutely beautiful stuff, man. Well done, Carlito. I think you are
Did I win?
the chief minion today.
Banana! Hey, I got some for you, Carlito! There you go, banana!
I put one in the pouch there.
Yes!
Oh, little George deserves it. Don't forget, you guys, of course, can get even closer to the Minions and catch the epic Minions, The Rise of Gru. It's all going down today, and our competition is running from today on Twitter and Facebook. All you got to do is prove to us how much of a fan you are by sending us your absolute best drawing of your favorite character from Minions. And put that artistic flair, put those artistic skills to the test. Upload that drawing to our Facebook and our Twitter pages in the comments section with the hashtag Minions, and probably include the hashtag Banana!
Add a little sunshine,
Everflu C Immune Booster Plus, now with vitamin D. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning. Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And when it comes to Minions, yes, it's a takeover, but there's a lot more to that. JP Sebastian, please explain.
That's right. In this segment, which I'm now calling Mignon, you know. Stop. Everyone calm down. I want to unpack for you what it is that went into the Minions, what it is that goes into the language, what it is that goes into the popularity and whatever. But before we do all of that, you know who else is popular? Is one of the greatest actors we have, Oscar nominee Steve Carell, who voices Gru. He's an essential part of this too, right? Even though they steal the thunder, the yellow thunder that the Minions are. So I'll tell you what, I want to show you a bit of a behind the scenes, because we love when we see actors in the voice recording booth and they're giving their energy, they're giving their all. Steve Carell is a master at this. Here he is trying to embody 12-year-old Gru in some behind the scenes from Minions, The Rise of Gru, coming out today. These guys.
Hello? Everybody here for the interview? Me too. Distinguished villains, my name is Gru.
You seriously think a puny little child can be a villain?
Yes, I am pretty despicable. You don't want to cross me?
Come back when you've done something evil to impress me.
That is artistry right there. I love watching an actor. Now, the thing is, I feel like there's always an expectation for an actor to be like those serious roles and crying and delivering these punchy lines, but sometimes the craft is that space too.
I'd recommend Foxcatcher with Steve Carell, masterpiece. However, like the thing is, like, you know, sometimes get a voiceover actor to do it. They usually don't get actors to do it, but Steve Carell is all-rounded. I'm looking around a gigantic Minion head. You get comfortable. You're the VIP. Carl, we can just make us look at each other. But, you know, it's obviously Steve Carell's talk is. Let's put that to the side for one bit. There's a big glaring yellow elephant in the room.
Indeed, there is.
You probably want to know how we got here, right?
Well, I mean, Minions have been here for centuries. I mean, I've watched all the movies, so there was like a huge sort of a drive for them to
Their
find
boss was a T-Rex at some point.
That's correct. So, and I mean, we've done Jurassic World to Minion. So now let's move on to the Minions and where they come from. Why are we here?
So what's really okay? Obviously, like the raw numbers, even though that stuff gets boring, we'll do it real quick. So Minions, yes, you guys, looking at me accusatorily here, fifth highest earning animation of all time. As far as a franchise goes, Despicable Me, which, you know, these all 5 parts of Minions, including Gru's stories, the highest earning franchise of all time, $3.7 billion across the world. And now you've got to consider that Illumination Studios comes along in 2010 to bring us Minions. Disney's been around since 1937. Pixar's been around since 1995. Pixar's got 26 films under their belt. Disney has 60. DreamWorks has like 42 or something. New Kid on the Block. It seems really appropriate that these little guys are sabotaging the big guys in a kind of way. Those are all the numbers and whatever. What's really fascinating about how the Minions arise is that they come from nothing. You've got Cinco Paul, who is the writer, one of the co-writers of the original Despicable Me, who said, really what they've been treated as in the script is, you know, Carl say maybe goes to makeup, and there you say to someone, okay, look, something happens, and someone does his makeup, and Carl appears on set. But the directors, Chris Renard and Pierre Coffin, were like, wait, why can't we give life to these things? So they were really just a set of instructions without faces in the script when it originally started. No one thought they'd be a sequel. No one thought that they'd actually be embodied things. And this is why they actually look kind of simplistic as they do, and they're so effective for that reason. We're just going to be a bunch of macho Bond type henchmen, but ended up being the lovable little pill-shaped tic-tac looking things that we have here today. Pretty incredible.
I want to see more.
Journey chart. You want to see more? I'm so sorry. I've probably eaten into my own time here like a proper villain. Tell you what, how about I show you a clip now of the stars before us making their Hollywood Walk of Fame, getting their foot stamped as best a Minion can. Minion clearly standing on ceremony for this. Let's have a look at the ceremony itself. The Minions Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
They're excited.
Someone that I have had the good fortune to work with on numerous occasions, and someone that I not only consider to be a friend, but a casual acquaintance. He's funny, endearing, kind, and sometimes exasperating. He is a devoted companion. He speaks in an unintelligible gibberish. He loves bedtime stories, bananas, and expelling gas. And he is yellow. But Alan Arkin is not here today. Of course, I am speaking about Bob. Bob's first words to me were unforgettable. He walked up, looked me square in the eye, and said, "Pas tu, pas de mi, la caru, la piñata parabota." And you know what? He was right. I can save money on my car insurance. It's been such a pleasure to be a part of the Despicable Me series. The writers, directors, animators, and producers have created a world full of silliness and fun, and kindness and love. At their core, these stories are really about family. The ones that you were born with, as well as the ones that you find along the way. So, today we celebrate Bob, a symbol of happiness and warmth and cheerful idiocy.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that is sensational, and the entire show dominated by Minions for good reason, bringing joy on a Friday. JP Sebastian, thanks a lot for the joy. You've brought in information behind the background of the Minions, and don't worry, we'll be right back with more of these guys and more entertainment on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Completely true. No, it's exactly true what they said. Actually, you couldn't have said it better myself. So let's move on and celebrate Christmas in July, because it is here, guys. We love any kind of festive celebration on the show. In fact, it's making me a little bit teary. I'm so excited. And of course, we are in search of South Africa's best baking duo. But there's a bit of a twist. You and your best friend this time stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand with Golden Cloud and Beacon. And today's inspiration is putting a twist on the classic scone. It's not even a twist. This is like a roller coaster twist and turn. It's crazy. Light buttery crumb meets the heavenly sweetness of white chocolate in our hidden center chocolate sheet pan scone recipe. It actually wasn't a thing until today. It didn't exist.
No, it didn't
exist. It was just drifting in the ether of someone's imagination until you, as a mad scientist, brought it together and created this in true Minion behavior. So this is you proving yourself to be an ultimate villain, Tando, in the kitchen, which we love.
Thank you.
This is crazy. What are we actually making? Is it a cake, a scone, a bread?
It's a cake, a scone, and a multi-center. I don't know, bread is a bit of a reach, but I just like your imagination.
It can identify as whatever it wants to be. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so where do we start? Obviously, Golden Cloud provides the platform.
Yes, so we're going to start with our Golden Cloud. We're going to pour this in. There we go.
I kind of feel like if you were a real Minnie, you would have thrown some flour in my face or done something. No, don't do anything despicable. I'm just saying, okay?
You're giving me ideas, and I like them. I really do like them.
We do, especially on the foot of the weekend. But this is a good opportunity for you to test out your chemistry in the kitchen because, yes, if you're going to enter, you're going to be doing it with your best mate. Now, of course, the Golden Cloud scone mix is one jumping off point that you could use to create your own. It's prepped and baked in just 30 minutes with the addition of eggs, oil and milk. Easy peasy and can yield you up to 20 delicious scones. It's a crowd pleaser. And then Beacon's smooth and creamy ivory chocolate melts in your mouth when you bite into it and into one of these decadent scone sticky centers. It's going to ooze. There's going to be chocolate oozage, which we want. And then we've also thrown in some awesome weekly prizes just to sweeten the deal even more for you guys at home. So when you submit your entry to join this incredible competition, you stand a chance of winning a hamper valued at 500 Rand. And don't forget to try out the newly launched Golden Cloud carrot cake mix in your bakes this weekend. Maybe that's the bake that you want to enter the competition with. But the key thing here is you've got to, show an amazing kind of creation using your Golden Cloud product and using your Beacon sweets. But you've also got to kind of show us the vibe because it's you and your best mate.
Yes, and you also don't want to forget to include the pack shots of the products you used in your entry. Like, that's very, very important.
They are the hero. Okay, so where are we now? Are you ready to roll it into balls and start throwing it at the rest of the minions?
So, whoa. Oh,
no, sorry, Nat. I keep wanting to be despicable. I don't know what's
That's
gotten
not what we're
over
doing
me.
here. So I'm going to ask you to break the chocolate pieces
the
for
ivory
me.
cream.
Yes. So I've got our dough here, all combined, and then you're going to halve this dough.
When you say break, what are you looking for?
Let's see what you can do for me.
Okay.
That's, yeah.
I'm just, oh man, the texture is incredible. It's like soft and crunchy at the same time.
There we go. So we're going to take half of our dough.
Okay.
And then roll it out into a flat sheet.
Okay.
There you go. Then you also want to put some flour on your rolling pin.
And what typifies a scone dough? What are you looking for here in that kind of texture and makeup?
You want a beautiful crumb. So you don't want a crumb that just is dry, first of all. And you don't want it to fall apart completely. But you also want the butteriness.
Okay,
which
so
is
it's like a balance of both. Okay,
There
how's
we
that?
go.
Some
That is
chunky,
perfect.
some kind of not so.
And then you're going to put that all on top of here, leaving a bit of a rim on the outside.
Okay. It's very, very exciting. Oh, man. Okay.
There we go. And then I'm going to roll out our second sheet.
Oh, and then that pops
That
on
goes
top,
on
and then
top.
we've got our beautiful, delicious ivory cream. And when they say heavenly ivory cream, they mean it. It's not just an adjective, it's actually part of the name because it is absolutely heavenly. So once we've connected our layers, what happens in the oven?
In the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then that bakes. You want to press that down. There we go. And that's going to melt inside. It's going to ooze.
Oh, my
It's going to be some
goodness.
goodness. I'd eat it like straight out the oven.
Yeah.
Just so you can get that chocolatiness.
Oh,
Dollop on some
completely.
jam.
Because it's a scone, and scones need a bit of jam, a bit of egg
Exactly.
wash to help it brown. I think that the mixture of textures is going to be amazing. The traditional flavors with a bit of a spin, but I think that balance of the white chocolate and, like you say, that scone texture, and of course the finish with the beautiful jam, it's going to be amazing. Never mind the smells that are going to be permeating through your kitchen. So hopefully this has inspired you. Remember, guys, that with this inspiration, you can go after that grand prize worth 50,000 rands. It could be yours, but you've got to enter the Golden Cloud Christmas in July competition. And this is how easy it is. Take a look.
Christmas comes early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. You and a friend stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. To enter the challenge, create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon. Share your photo of the bake on the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages, or WhatsApp line on 063 814 2300 using hashtag Golden Baker Search. And Tell us why you are SA's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand. The winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso this July. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 17th of July. Details and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso live on S3 with Minions. And now, getting on to somebody who is one in a million, it's Miss Antle, an up-and-coming DJ based in KZN, having started her career DJing in 2021. She's already got a collaboration with DJ Tira under her belt and is working on an EP set to release soon. How incredible is this person?
Amazing. At only 24 years old, she's got her sights set on more featuring some of the big industry players. But let's take a quick look at her work so far.
You know I love you, baby.
It feels like Friday.
It's Friday?
It is Friday. That music's Friday.
Miss Antle, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is an honor to have you, and we know that this is just the start of many more interviews with you as you get into the music industry. But how are you feeling?
Thank you so much, first of all. Thank you so much for having me, and good morning.
You know how often during the afternoons I say to people, good morning.
Oh.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It
I
sticks
was
with
wanted
you.
to check my time. What time is it? Oh, so good morning. And thank you so much, guys, for having me here.
Yeah. I feel like we need to greet properly.
It feels so good
Yes?
being here. Oh, yes, yes.
We should greet properly, like a teacher.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning, Miss Antle. Good morning, friends.
You're a teacher by day and a DJ by night. How did this journey for you happen? When did you realize DJing is what I'm into, but you're still teaching?
All right. To be honest with you, growing up, I had that thing for music, or maybe if I can say, I wanted to be in this industry. But then the thing was, because of the community that I grew up in, it was you just grow up without role models. You only see things on TV, and you just assume you cannot be there. So when I completed my matric, I went to UKZN to do my degree, and then I finished my degree, and then last year I was like, no, man, because I was already in Durban.
No, man.
Because I was already in Durban. So, you know, when you're in like a big city, you get to see people and meet people. And then I just started my DJing course. And then I completed my DJing course. And then, yeah, it just happened that I met Juicy first. Juicy, because in my song, I'm featuring DJ Dere, Juicy, and Sky Wonder. So I met Juicy first. And then I told him my story. I'm like, no, I mean, I'm a female DJ, and I want to make a song with you and DJ Dere. Please just hook me up. And
he did?
Yeah, he did.
That is amazing.
Yes. But I had to really show him that I was passionate about it. It wasn't that easy for him to just trust me because I was a stranger.
And isn't that a great lesson for anybody? If you want to go out and get what you believe you deserve, like collaborate with DJ
You must work hard,
you must
and
work
you
hard.
must also show that person, whoever you're approaching, that you are passionate about it, you love it, and you won't disappoint them. So they must trust you.
And you must shoot your shot. I always take my hat off to people that are just brave enough to be like, I want to collaborate with you, let's make it happen. And you never know when they are looking for artists too to collaborate with. Oh, it's amazing to have you here. Are you excited for your set today? You know there's a strong chance of Minions being forecasted to be dancing while you are doing your set.
I am so excited. It's going to be like the first time me playing and there's some dances.
Don't worry.
Well, that's the whole idea. So it's going to be incredible having you. We're looking forward for you to, turning up our weekend and starting it off. But this is Miss Entle. Remember the name, an up-and-coming DJ in the industry. And if you don't see her in the DJ box, I suppose in a classroom, as we will see a little bit later, that's going to be great. But
check my social media.
You better check. The lessons are coming. In fact, we have to check out the news from around the world. Here is our other favorite minion. It's Ryle.
Absolutely love the conversation. I can't wait to hear the performance. But for now, of course, it's time to take a look at our headlines. And starting on national fronts, the Department of Home Affairs has extended its operating hours for the duration of the school holidays. Now, this will see Home Affairs officers operate for an additional 2 hours per day over the next fortnight. Now, the extended hours during weekdays will last until the 15th of July at selected offices across the country. Only limited services such as applications for smart ID cards and passports will be available. Now, the extension is meant to meet the anticipated increase in the demand for ID and passport services during the winter school holidays. Now, sticking to national news, Deputy Health Minister Dr. Sibongiseni Dlomo has launched the National Youth HIV Prevention Strategy and campaign at Ndavavuka village outside Malumelele in Limpopo. Now, the program, under the banner of the SA National AIDS Council, is targeted towards preventing HIV infections amongst young people. Now, the Department of Health said it would intensify the program in the next 3 years. And Limpopo MEC for Health, Dr. Popi Ramatuba, said the program was also meant to deal with all the risk factors associated with the spread of HIV. Well, from our national headlines, we move over to international news now, and a ceremony has been held in the Democratic Republic of Congo, otherwise known as the DRC, to bury the gold-crowned tooth of independent hero Patrice Lumumba, more than 60 years after he was assassinated. Now, he was the DRC's first prime minister, and the tooth is all that exists after his remains were dissolved in acid. Now, a Belgian policeman who oversaw the disposal took the tooth as a trophy. It was returned to Lumumba's family last week, and people have been able to pay their respects ahead of the funeral in the capital of Kinshasa. Next up on our international news fronts, Indonesia's President Joko Widodo says he delivered a message to Russia's Vladimir Putin from Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky. Now, he told reporters after meeting Putin in Moscow that he wishes to help start communication between the two leaders. Now, meanwhile, it's reported that Ukraine is celebrating after Russia has withdrawn its forces from Snake Island. But Moscow says the move is an, quote, goodwill gesture, unquote. And in Madrid, Spain, NATO members have agreed to significant increase in funding for the alliance on the second day of their summit in the Spanish capital. Well, next up on the headlines, something of a celebratory note. African penguins inhabit Boulders Beach and environs, and this has undoubtedly contributed in no small way to the beach being named 9th best in the world out of the 50 top beaches across the globe. Now, needless to mention, the brilliant Emmy Award series Penguin Town also definitely contributed to the beach earning accolades, and the Big 7 travel media company has listed and, quote, the 50 best beaches in the world for 2022, unquote. Now, Boulders Beach reached the top 10 in spot number 9, and Big 7 Travel has a voting readership of some 1.6 million travelers. Now, earlier this year, Big 7 Travel named SA the 6th best honeymoon destination, and it was stated that SA was the place to celebrate your love, whether that be on a honeymoon or for a romantic getaway. Now, Big 7 Travel also said the following, and quoted, "Boulders Beach is more famous for its inhabitants than its sandy stretches. A whole colony of as many as 3,000 African penguins nest on the beach. The cool, clear False Bay water and rock pools are definitely an added bonus," unquote. Well, on that beautiful note of celebration, I'll leave you with the rest of the headlines. Here's the G-Man to report on the latest when it comes to the sport.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's start with the latest cricketing news from a local perspective. At least Enoch Nkwe has been confirmed as Cricket South Africa's new director of cricket. This was confirmed yesterday. Nkwe was the former assistant to Proteas head coach Mark Boucher, but then resigned from that position in August and now makes his return. And the DOC position, in fact, has been vacant since the end of March. That was after Graham Smith's contract had come to an end. The former provincial cricketer with the Halfart Lions between 2004 and 2009 also served as the Proteas interim team director. That was on their tour to India back in 2019. Then some other appointments made at the governing body level. Mthunzi Jonas, he'll be joining as chief commercial officer. Tjaart van der Walt as chief financial officer. Then Wanela Ngomazulu is the chief marketing officer. Then staying with cricket, but a little further afield and onto the action on the field, or at least the lack thereof on the final day. The one-off women's test between England and South Africa in Taunton ended in a draw. That was after a rain-hit final day yesterday. The Proteas were 188 for 5 in their second innings with a lead of 48 runs when the players were forced off the field for the last time. And it was Tumi Sekukune who'd starred with the ball, starring again in her role as night watcher, staying for 47 overs to record her highest international score of 33 not out in the process. Then first innings centurion Marizanne Cup, she ended on 43 not out, with the pair having somewhat stabilised the Proteas innings after they'd been in trouble at 118 for 5. But it must be said, it is an impressive result and performance from the South African ladies in what was, in effect, their first test match in 8 years. So a brilliant showing there. Well, staying on grass, but a different kind in the same area of sorts. It's tennis now, and second seed Rafa Nadal surviving yet another scare. He was involved in his second consecutive four-setter as he overcame Ricardas Berenkis, 6-4, 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round. Nadal looked a little out of sorts at times, but still managed to record an incredible 307th Grand Slam match win, and that puts him one ahead of the great Martina Navratilova, and then fourth on the all-time list. Then fourth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas, he romped into the third round with an accomplished 6-2 and 6-3 and 7-5 victory over Jordan Thompson. That means he'll face the mercurial, big-hitting Nick Kyrgios in the next round. That was after the Australian overcame Filip Krajinovic in straight sets. Then in the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, she recorded her 37th win in a row after beating Leslie Patinama-Kerkov 6-4, 4-6 and 6-3 to reach the third round. And then also through some of the usual suspects, Petra Kvitova, Paula Badosa, and then Simona Halep as well. Then getting very excited about a sold-out international rugby fixture here in South African shores. Of course, Wales up against the Springboks tomorrow, and Wales coach Wayne Pelak has named his team for tomorrow's test against the Boks at a sold-out Loftus Versfeld. And it's Tommy Reffel making all the headlines. He'll win his first senior Wales cap after being selected at open side flanker, and what an exciting prospect. The 23-year-old is a former Wales under-18 and under-20 captain, and he'll now become the 1,178th Welsh Test international. Then Dan Lydiard also starts at blindside flanker. It's his first international appearance since the match against Ireland in the 2021 Six Nations campaign. And then British and Irish Lions captain Alan Wynne-Jones, he's named as a replacement, and it looks like George North also gets the nod again in the midfield. But we'll be delving a little bit deeper into all of the impending rugby action in just a moment. But let's hope there's not too much action out on the roads as we broach the traffic first.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, let's take a look at the roads in Gauteng at Fairland. Now, on the N1 northbound, there's a stationary vehicle. It's before 14th Avenue, and it's obstructing that left lane. Delays can be expected, so please be on the lookout for that. Moving to the Western Cape and Mitchell's Plain, there are roadworks on the N2 outgoing. It's after Broadlands Road, and it's obstructing the right lane. Please approach with caution. And in KZN, in Bergville, on the N3 northbound, there's been an accident. It's near the Bergville interchange, and it's involving two trucks, and the entire road is currently obstructed. It's best to use an alternative route this morning. And that's your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And before we get into your temperatures for today, we have some environmental news for you from East London. The Buffalo City Municipality have warned beachgoers to avoid Bonza Bay and Nahoon beaches following sewage spillages at both beaches. These have also been sewage spills in some of the townships. Now, a number of interventions was being implemented to prevent this. Spokesperson Samkelo Ngwenya said main challenges were aging, vandalism and littering of foreign objects in sewer systems. The Cambridge Township spill was the result of a malfunctioning pump station due to illegal electricity connections to a transformer. And Ngwenya said the sewage overflows from Nompumelelo Township were primarily as a result of informal settlements built over municipal sewage pipelines, and the sewage overflow on the Nahoon sewer was caused by insignificant capacity of the current pipeline along the Nahoon River. Ngwenya added that the municipality had appointed a firm of consulting engineers to commence with investigations, designs and construction monitoring of upgrading of the outfall sewer. Now let's take a final look at those sunrise views that you sent via our WhatsApp line. Andrew sent us this beautiful warm sunrise all the way from Belito. Andrew Witboy, one of our regulars, contributed by sending this masterpiece early at 8 a.m. this morning out, and that was in Durbanville. Then this one's from Nikki, who's showcasing a beautiful glowing sun as it reflects across the ocean. And finally, Quinton sent us this one from Durban. The sun is causing a beam of light to shine on the ship in the background. It really is so beautiful. Kind of looks like an alien invasion from this side. But thank you for that awesome image, Quinton. If you would love to share your sunrise photos, please do so on the Expresso WhatsApp line. That number is on your screen right now. It's 063 408 8863. Well, let's get into those temperatures one last time. Heading over to Limpopo. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 3 and a high of 18 can be expected. Mbombela 6, reaching a high of 21. Pretoria, sunny. Your temperatures range between 4 and 18. Johannesburg, 2 and 16. Mahikeng, 5 with a high of 18. Klerksdorp, 1, reaching a high of 19. Kimberley, partly cloudy. 7's your low, 19 your high for today. Bloemfontein, -1 with a high of 18. Richards Bay, 12.25. Pietermaritzburg, 6.26. Durban, 13 with a high of 24. Mthatha, 4, also reaching a high of 24. East London, 15.26. Cradock, 5.21. Gqeberha, 4, reaching a high of 25. Moving to the Western Cape, George, 17's your low, 25 your high. Cape Town, 15.24. Worcester, 12.23. Sutherland, a windy day ahead with a low of 7, a high of 15. And Uppington, your low is 12 and your high 22 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Can I tell you the temperatures are going to rise in studio today because we have the talent that is Miss Antley coming up for you with an original song called Gitande on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So make sure you stick around for that. Plus, we've got some dance crews and more Minions. Why would you go anywhere else? It's the start of the weekend. Stay there.
Loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini umthathe
You know I love you, baby.
ngisitholela ubambo lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini umthathe wangibeke emafini ngisitholela ubambo lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini umthathe wangibeke emafini ngicela ungithande ngicela unginake bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Camphor Cream, enriched with camphor and glycerine. Now with 48-hour moisture to restore dry skin. New look Ingram's. Your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Yes, it is a Minion-inspired show, but I hope the whole nation is going to come together like Minions in support of the Boks. Why? Because they're back in action in front of a sold-out crowd. Yes, the Springboks and our old foes, Wales, are set to clash at a sold-out Loftus Stadium tomorrow in the first of 3 test matches between the two sides. 50,000 people expected to be at the Tshwane ground. It's going to be the largest crowd, in fact, for a game between the two nations here in South Africa. And with us, I'm sure just as excited as I am, is our sports producer and anchor and the least Minion-esque person on the planet, Mr. Mike Pedro. In fact, if Gru had to just keep growing, he grew to be your height.
That's who I am today, basically.
A full-grown Gru. I love it, buddy. We could not be more excited for a number of reasons, because South African rugby is in a good place, okay? And now we want to see that put to the test at the highest level. Against Wales, we know they haven't beaten us here in South Africa, and it's going to be a tall order in a sold-out Loftus.
Yeah.
But they are a bit of a hoodoo side for us and have beaten us at critical moments and kind of crushed the spirit.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this encounter tomorrow, man?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot tougher than I think many people are thinking, to be honest, because everyone's looking at the recent performances of Wales in the Six Nations. I mean, that last game where they lost to Italy, I think that was like the first game Italy have ever won in the Six Nations. And to win it against Wales, I think is more of a slate on Wales than anything else. But the team that they selected for that game is pretty much non-existent. I think there's about 9 changes from that team for tomorrow's game against South Africa. So it's going to be a completely different proposition for the Springboks, but in front of 52,000 people at Loftus, when you have
that
kind of support, you are gonna have to show up. There's just no other word for it.
Those Minions have been hard at work in our studio. I can hear their nefarious laughter in the background as they turn off all the lights. We love it. So we saw very briefly there Andre Pollard as fly half, not eligible to play at fly half. Elton Yankee steps in. Salman Murat, Elrich Low, a couple of exciting names from the South African side.
Yeah.
But we would expect more of the same from the SA team. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not going to mess with the formula formula that's been doing so well.
Yeah, and I think that was probably what people were thinking about and talking about before the team selection on Tuesday, is what kind of team are we going to go with? Is it going to be the stars of the United Rugby Championship that got the Bulls and the Stormers to the final, or is it going to be the tried and tested that won the World Cup 3 years ago? And I think it's a little bit of both. You've got the stalwarts there that have been there for years now and part of the setup. And you've also got Ulrich Loh, Salman Murat, who could make their debuts from the bench. You've got Damian Willemse starting ahead of Willie Leroux at fullback. And then obviously Alton Jantjies at fly half. So there is a nice mixture, I think.
And to his credit, Alton often gets brought in to steady the ship at times, because he does have that experience in the crunch moments. I have a feeling, looking at the exciting young players coming into that open side flank space, especially for the Welsh, but just in general, that open, tight play is going to be really exciting. Where do you see this one being won and lost? What do we expect from this Springbok formula that does so well? Yeah,
I think it'll probably be more of the same from what we've seen over the last couple of years, but just because Wales know what's coming doesn't mean they know how to stop it. And I think
England went through exactly the same thing in Japan.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a formula that has worked for South Africa, and I don't think it will change, unfortunately, because you also want to see evolution. You also want to see Jacques Nienaber potentially putting his own style and his own stamp on this team. But when you're just starting out, when you haven't really played a lot of rugby together as the Springboks, when you start out, it's going to be more of the same on what it was before.
Could that be a factor, the fact that we haven't had a lot of international rugby? The guys have been trying to test it in the URC, as you said, but this is a different kettle of fish entirely. How much of a factor is that going to be, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it will be much of a factor, to be honest, just because of the amount of rugby that all the players have played at their respective franchises and at that high level against European opposition now in the United Rugby Championship.
Trial by fire, yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's not really something that we should be too concerned about, but it might be a case of sort of shaking off the rust in the first 20 minutes tomorrow and then going from there. But I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Okay, so give me a score, and how is that score going to come? Is it going to be a biggie? Are we going to see some open play? Because there are some exciting backs in that lineup that haven't had a chance to shine. Break it down for me. What are we going to see here?
I think it will be tight. I mean, Wales are a very difficult team to break down in general, mostly in Wales, but in South Africa they can be a little bit hard-headed as well at times. I think altitude will play a factor, so I think I see the Boks winning by 10.
Winning by 10, I'm going to say by 25. At least I'm that excited about it. It's going to be a massive weekend. So if you're one of the lucky 50,000 getting to Loftus, do us all proud out there. And likewise, the Boks, who are, of course, the reigning world champions. But we want your score predictions. 063-408-8863. How much are the Boks going to beat Wales by? That's the only scenario I'm allowing you. It's just how many points involved, but we'd love to hear from you.
So, you know what? You're going to be watching a game, but you need some food, and I want to give you that food. So getting your 4 to 5 servings of fruits and veggies each day, it's easier said than done. Of course, you know this. I know this. Now, a lot of people struggle to find the time to do the whole food prep thing or are contending with the fussy eaters in their house. So Chef Thando, the extraordinaire, the minion herself, has shared a convenient way to get your 5 a day and add some color to your plate. This is how we are going to do it today. So, Chef Thando.
First of all,
what?
I know I'm short, but we don't have to put it out there like that.
I'm just saying that you and I are in this together.
Okay.
We are one GRU short of doing a Despicable Me recipe show. So that's fine. But I'm very excited to hear about this particular recipe and how we're going to incorporate certain things, because, you know, we want to make your day as great as possible. So how are we going to do this? Because fruit and vegetables, I suppose, traditionally, there's no connection. Like, I think pineapple kind of lives there, but nothing
Mango
else.
Sometimes, But so about this recipe is that it's filled with like tons of nutritious things. So we've got some fresh salsa. The beans, of course, are super nutritious as well. And then the spices, the flavor. I think you're sort of getting your servings through that.
You know what? I feel like beans, for the longest time, beans have been synonymous with, you know, you doing a little bit of expression. However, there's so much protein in a bean. There's so much fiber in a bean. There's so many great things. I know black beans are incredibly good for you as well.
Correct,
so
yeah.
This is so great that we're going to use this coup recipe. And, of course, make sure that we get all of our vegetables and fruits in all at the same time.
Yes.
Now, incorporating this, getting the... Okay, everybody, pause. Pause the national television show. Pause. Put the PVR on pause, Mensa. We'll press play now.
Fun times.
So where do we cut?
We're coming back to you. Like 10 seconds ago.
Thank you. Let me know when you're in.
Stretch the TikTok and out. Restrict the TikTok and out. TikTok and music. So, the other presenters ready that side, so you can give me a Minion standing that side in that thing.
So where would the viewer have left us, just so I can pick it up?
Like halfway through.
So can I say?
Yes.
Apologies for the interruption. I'm blaming ESCOM. Cool. I'm just kidding.
Just halfway through.
That's what you call that.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Apologies for that interruption. It just shows you that not only other things shed, TV shows do the same. But it's good to have you back. Now, Chef Tando was busy giving us a little recipe that adds some veggies as well as fruit to get all our nutrients in. This is an incredible coup recipe. Let us do this, and I'm going to do a little bit of a minute and a half where you can throw everything into the pot and make it happen.
Okay.
I'm ready for your salsa as well.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go taco seasoning.
Great.
And then salt.
And taco seasoning, is that cumin, coriander, chili, salt?
Yes.
Ground up. Perfect. Cool.
There we go. And then mix that all up. We're going to get that nice and brown.
I'm going to mix too. I'm doing salsa today.
Salsa, so you've got red onions there.
Right. I'm going to use my little spoon here.
Some jalapenos.
Jalapenos are very important to any rugby, so...
I want to learn how to speak like that.
Oh, do you?
I really do, yes.
Really?
I would like to. I feel like it's such a skill.
It comes in handy when you travel, you know? It's
Really?
like, yeah, then people start chatting to you in the real language. You're like, no habla español.
No habla español. Okay.
There we go.
Close enough.
Okay, salsa's done. How quick was that? That was what you call a 10-second salsa. You're welcome.
Then we've got some canned tomatoes gone in and some beef stock. And that's going to simmer nice and slow. Then once that's all ready, then you're going to throw in our beans, our red kidney beans and our black beans, and then some chocolate as well.
Okay, so the chocolate, this is where, like, I know chocolate and mole has been like the application. Are we trying to build that as well?
Yes, that flavor part and the bitterness, the sweetness from the chocolate.
Yes. And so what are you using, a more bitter chocolate as well?
Yes, a dark chocolate. So I'd say from 60% upwards.
Yeah, otherwise it gets a bit too sweet and milky, I suppose, in a lot of ways. So.
And that's not what we're going for.
All right. Absolutely sensational. So the chocolate goes in, that's going to melt through beautifully.
Yes.
I think it's very important to mention that when you are, I feel like stirring the chocolate into the heated sort of mixture is very, very important. Otherwise, the chocolate sinks to the bottom and then does its thing, and you have pockets of sweetness. You want to make sure that's mixed all the way through. And then, of course, you've got the beans that are going in. While you complete that, I know there's massive things that I need to tell you about, especially when it comes to coup. Now, you better get yourself 5 a day. Now, eating better starts with your coup 5 a day. To get your hands on this delicious recipe from Chef Tando, all you have to do is go to expressoshow.com. Now, eat better and stand to win 5,000 Rand daily. Simply buy any 3 coup products at participating stores. Keep your till slips safe. And, of course, your proof of purchase is necessary for this competition. Dial star 120 star 1987 hash to submit your slip and stand a chance to win yourself 5,000 Rand daily. Competition runs until the end of August. For more details, go to visitcoup.co.za. Chef Tando, you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
You're amazing too.
Gracias. Beautiful
Is that
recipe.
close?
Get it. That's a beautiful. Say it again.
Say it. Wait. You're amazing too.
Yeah, that's okay. We are gonna work on that with 2 minutes and a kitchen. But for you, make sure you get your 5 a day and get as much espresso as possible because the takeover continues.
Introduce new Koo Pilchers as part of your 5-a-day meal. It's high in omega-3 for heart wellness. Koo, uzotwala.
Just the two of us.
Well, now there's 4 of us.
I know. It must have been love. I love it. We love the Minions more than we are able to actually express in words. The world is going bananas over the release of Minions, The Rise of Gru in theatres today, and understandably so. I didn't realise how much of a special place in our hearts these little yellow beings really do hold. So we're going to turn our attention now to the world of TikTok and see how their craze has taken over the internet, and rightly so.
Oh, well, G-Man, you're going to enjoy this one because first up, we know you love a good a dad joke.
Oh, yeah?
So this TikToker, Isaac, shares a Minion joke of the day. Let's take a look.
This is your Minion joke of the day. What do you call a Minion with black stripes all over its body? A despicable bee. Banana. Come back for more later.
I will come back for more later.
Despicable bee, what do you think? Okay, stamp of approval from my Minion over here. That's a goodie.
I love it, without the sting. Beautiful stuff. And then, of course, who can forget about Kate and the challenge? And who can forget the soundtrack to the first installment of Minions? Happy. It's iconic. Now let's see what happens when we merge the two.
Can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down.
Oh,
nailed it.
Got you. Now, you know what happens when 2 besties are having a girls' night in? Well, I can say there's wine involved, toilet paper, and a Minion soundtrack that will naturally result in this.
Banana. Ba 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 banana. Ba 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 banana. Oh, ba 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 banana.
Banana, da 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 da.
Oh, yay, man. I wonder if banana sales are going to skyrocket today.
Definitely, and it could be because of them, though.
It's completely, subconsciously planting that seed. Now, if you're an avid TikToker, you would be noticing people posting about going to see the Rise of Gru, dressed up, of course, in suits. And if you're confused, and we are a little bit confused, maybe take a look at this.
That is so cute.
That's awesome.
I love that. It's like the Minions, like the humans take on Minions as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to respect them and give them that honor. They are
true.
amazing.
You
Now,
deserve it.
how's this? To help us all out of our misery and explain just what the craze is all about, here is Noah Carter.
This is the Minions Rise of Gru meme explained. So you've probably seen a ton of TikToks of people saying they're going to see Minions Rise of Gru with the boys or something like that. Now this meme kind of started as a joke, sort of like the Morbius one where everyone said Morbius is the movie of all time. Now in the case of Morbius, nobody actually went to see the movie. But in Minions Rise of Gru's case, it seems like people are not only making memes about the movie, but they're actually going to see it. And if this keeps going, people might actually make it like the biggest movie of this summer.
Interesting.
I'm for that. I'm for that. That sounds like a despicable plan if I ever heard one. I love it. Now, because this is indeed your feel-good breakfast show, we're all about sharing the feel-good, sharing the love. And one of those latest trends comes from the new movie as well, and we're loving this one. The new theme song, Hug Me, has started a trend where people are encouraged to just go out there, share something positive that has happened, and then hug someone close to them. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Should we oh.
Oh,
yes!
Oh, just hug me. Absolutely beautiful.
You're either with me or hug me. Bring it in. Would you loosen up? Would you?
Oh, beautiful
Nice.
stuff.
I like this trend. You can get used to this. What do you think? Another hug out? Yeah? You and
Gotta
me?
hug it out.
Yeah, my very
You deserve a
own
banana
Minion.
for
So
that.
one of my
Yes.
favorite series of all time is The Office. Okay, both editions of The Office.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Steve Carell as well, because he's just amazing. Ricky Gervais as well. But what happens when the Minions enter into the realm, the universe
No ways.
of The
No
Office?
ways.
Take a look at this. Brilliant.
Please bring out the Office Minions version.
I was going to ask,
You are a
whose
fan.
office is better?
Clearly, you
Love
knew
The
every
Office.
name.
Our office is better though, right? Yeah? Yeah? Yes, we got the best one.
All right, so we're lucky that we've got the actual Minions here, okay? But we put it to you guys at home to let us know if you share the same Minion spirit, the spirit animal. Is it for you as it is for us? Well, it sounds like it is. Take a look at this.
Minions, you rock! Got Expresso!
How cute!
You do!
I love that.
Adorable.
Drops mic. Absolutely beautiful.
Well,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much for all of the videos and the TikToks that's been coming through. And we would love to see you shake it to your favorite Minion soundtrack and share it with us. You can follow us on TikTok at Expresso Show, and please tag us in your video so that we can share
What was that?
the Minion.
Someone needs a hug.
He wants us to play. What's your favorite song? Bop. You know that song? Ba 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 There you go, you earned this. Yes.
So that's what happens when Minions enter the studio. You thought that the sanity of presenters would be intact given professionalism. However, it's a Minion type of show. In fact, on that note, which basically meant that Miss Entle has got a song for you along with Sky Wanda, Juicy and DJ Tira, the song we're telling you about. And of course, this lovely individual, up-and-coming DJ and a teacher, nogals, will be joined by young bloods for a bit of a dance to make sure your weekend is started. This is a beautiful song called which is actually in Gitande. Enjoy.
You know I love you, baby.
Ngisithole lubango lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngisithole lubango lakuwe loluthando lwemihla wandisithemba lakini ungithathe wangibeke emafini ngicela ungithande ngicela unginake bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena bengicela uthande mina ngithande wena
Akwepha amapleti ehle sambeka
bengicela uthande mina
Dadila ekhaya
ngithande wena
Ngithole isipalapala ishangapha Ngidemhlophe kwa obheke Ngithole isipalapala ishangapha Ngidemhlophe kwa siyakhanyisa asabe my baby
ngicela ungithande
sasebamnandi
ngicela unginake ngicela ungithande
It is fantastic. These are the young bloods. They'll be joined a little bit later for another Friday dance with a group called the Double Ds. I'll explain later. Stick with us at your show. That's One in a Million, your feel-good breakfast show. Haibo. Haibo.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
They be like, Smooth, what? Can you teach me how to dirty?
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Moisture Plus, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour intensive moisture. New look Ingram's. Your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The Formula One Road Show heads to Britain for round 10 of this year's season. Welcome back as we delve into all of the permutations. Now, Red Bull are the informed team, having won 6 in a row, but championship leader Max Verstappen has never won at the iconic Silverstone track. And with us to preview all of the action is Bob and our sports producer and anchor Michael Pedro. Bob, Mike, Bob.
Mostly Bob.
What was
Yeah.
that, Bob?
Mostly
No, I don't
Bob.
think. No, you can't fit in the cockpit of a Formula One car, unfortunately. We'll
Neither
have to-
can I. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. So neither of you will ever race in Formula One,
Yeah.
but we are avid fans. And I think Bob is really excited about this one because there is history always made at Silverstone. There is something about this track. Obviously, a lot more pressure on Lewis Hamilton. But when we look at Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, kind of showed some form in our last outing in Canada. Are we expecting more of the same? Because we've seen almost every race has thrown us a different dynamic, a different component.
Yeah. I mean, that Canadian Grand Prix was actually quite insane how spread out that field was. I think Fernando Alonso started second in that race. So
that got Bob's attention.
I think if you look at Canada and what happened there, obviously Charles Leclerc having to take an engine penalty, starting right at the back of the grid. He managed to finish 5th, and Ferrari were actually faster than Red Bull throughout that weekend. It was just, I think, on the day, things worked out for Verstappen for him to get the win. Things didn't really work out for Ferrari with Leclerc starting at the back of the grid. So Ferrari definitely the closest challengers to Red Bull this weekend, but Red Bull have just been so good recently. I mean, 6 races in a row. Verstappen with 5 of those wins. Obviously, Perez winning in Monaco. So I think they are the team to beat at the moment, and everyone's sort of trying to play catch up with them.
And it's finding that balance, reliability and speed, and they seem to have found both. And when you put into context how, you know, the lifespan of this Red Bull team, it's amazing that they've gone to the point that they are. But Ferrari are looking a lot better this year. I know a bit of a kind of a wobble or two, but they do seem like what? Yes, they Canada is what he's saying. They seem to have pace in the right areas. We know Ferrari's always great in a straight line. If they can get it right, you've got to feel that they can dominate if they can find that balance. Yeah,
definitely. And I think with the engine penalty obviously not in play this weekend for Leclerc, he can qualify well. He can get up into the podium positions in terms of qualifying, maybe the front row or the second row. But also don't discount Mercedes. I mean, they've been pretty consistent, although they haven't really challenged for positions 1 and 2. George Russell's finished in the top 5 in every single race this season. Lewis Hamilton showed a bit of form in the last couple of races, finishing 3rd in Canada. So Mercedes are also
and he'll bring it this weekend. Right. He will bring it, make no doubt. This is his happy hunting ground. He loves it here. But let's talk about the incident that made the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Nelson Piquet, please, I think just keep it to yourself. How much of a factor is that going to be? Because it does stoke up that rivalry between Verstappen and Hamilton. I mean, it was an awful track. As I understand, Verstappen had to go to hospital.
Yes.
Do you think that's going to be playing on the minds?
I think it might, actually. Just because of the context of what happened last year and the fact that it was those two challenging each other for the World Championship. And that almost ended Max's season. At least if you listen to Christian Horner, could have ended Max's career. I don't think it was that serious. But there is a little bit of bad blood there, especially at this track. And Christian Horner in the week has actually said that they are looking for a little bit of payback this weekend. So it's definitely on his mind. Whether it'll be on Max and Lewis's, I don't think so. I mean, I think they know that they're in different places this season. Hamilton isn't really challenging, although given what's happened in the week with him as well, and being in front of his home crowd, that's going to give him a little bit of extra fire in the belly, I think.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they poked the bear, and I think at just the wrong time. In your heart of hearts, how do you see this? What do you think? Okay. All right. So he's going with Red Bull. Yeah. All right, Bob, that's a really good shot. Good prediction. How are you feeling? What do you think is going to take?
I think Mercedes might get a bit of a surprise. I think they might spring a bit of surprise. Hamilton and George Russell, let's not forget, it's his home race as well, being a British driver. So I think they'll have that extra motivation. I think over 300,000 people are expected to go be at Silverstone over the race weekend. So it's going to be a capacity crowd and no doubt cheering on Hamilton and Russell. Lando Norris as well. So it's going to be a raucous atmosphere the whole weekend. And I think obviously Red Bull are the team in the pound seat at the moment. So expect them to be at the top, but I think also watch out for Mercedes.
If you want to make some money on a bet, go the Mercedes route, I think. What? You can borrow some. You got some. Oh, what happened to your bananas? Did you sell your bananas? No. Bananas! Of course. Now, what Bob is really excited about, of course, is another capacity crowd, the 50,000 that are hitting Loftus. A little bit earlier, we previewed the Springboks up against Wales, and we put it to you for some of those score predictions. So we've got Rosette weighing in right now. Let's see how she is feeling about the big test match.
Good morning, this is Rosetta Settler from Tebega. My prediction for this game will be 16s for the Springboks and 12 for Wales. But the Springboks will be winning.
Okay, I'm glad you qualified that, because that makes me nervous, the 16-12. That's like a Rugby World Cup final kind of thing. Okay, let's see if Obeda has a bit more positivity. Let's see what her prediction is.
Hello, Expresso team. Good morning. For the Springbok score, I think it will be 21-7 in favour, of course, of the Springbok.
Of course, of course. I'm down with that, and let's hope that man is on target. Elton Yankees is going to be running the ship from fly half. I tell you what, let's put on a joint bet together. I'm going to put down a little deposit here. Yeah, I've given you a banana. There we go. We're going to do this. We can do this. Mike, enjoy it. This is what the job is made of, soaking up all of the sports. And we also tip our hats to Dricus du Plessis, who's going to be competing in the UFC this weekend, knocking on the door of that top 10. So many South Africans ready to make us proud. But lest we forget, the real ones we are after are here, and they are taking over our studio. Bob, I think you better warm up, buddy. You've got some dancing to do, along with the rest of the minions over there.
We just actually warming up for something fantastic, because there is the first of 2 Friday dances on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and I can tell you this is going to be amazing. Now, G Squared, they are a dance movement. Individuals are really, really talented to come through from here, from all walks of life, and this is why we have a duet masterpiece inspired by Demi and Damara, also known as Double D's, from that incredible performing arts movement. And we got the Minions to also join them to make sure we start the weekend right. The winning Minion of dancing will win this banana. So good luck to either one of them. Demi, Damara, Double D's, here we go!
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
They be like, smooth. What? Can you teach me how to dirty?
Boy, I had to bet the grave. Good morning. Have been sleeping for too long. How me on it? Rich had an 8-figure. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type. Rich had an 8-figure. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type. Rich had an 8-figure. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type. Rich had an 8-figure. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type.
Mozada.
My little baby, change your price tag. There's a hook break on the watch that. Yeah, I'm on work. If you want that, is your rolling? Be precise, yeah.
From G Squared Performing Arts and Dance Movement. That is fantastic. Congratulations, Demi and Damara. That was amazing. And the winner of the Minion dance competition, we are still deciding between Kevin, Stewart, and Bob. In fact, we have another dance that is going to come through very, very soon. So make sure you stick around with your Feel Good Breakfast show with lots of action, lots of excitement, lots of feel good, and lots of banana.
Once you go in, you don't never want to come out.
I keep in shape and do my physical fitness. Your head's a numb, so your brains are missed this. Pick 'em up, eat 'em up, pick 'em up, beat 'em up, pick 'em up. Go ahead, pick 'em up, picky. I roll with clouds and I come real sticky. Gripping the mic, I plug it up in your ears, squares and brood. I'm coming out like beers, like Rango.
Welcome back, gang. All our fellow minions. I'm realizing there is a common thread between all humanity, and it is yellow. Okay.
Yellow.
Absolutely. Look at him, Bob. It's all you beautiful man. Absolutely beautiful stuff today. We have been immersing ourselves in yellow law, if you will, and we put it to you guys to weigh in on the conversation. In fact, on anything that we've dealt with today, and I think we've got Dylan now, Joshua, rather, on the line, who has dropped us a voice note. Let's hear what he had to say. Josh.
Good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Josh Hercules. I want to be Kevin because he is responsible and he's the eldest.
Okay.
So I want to be just like him, so responsible.
Oh, so you hear that? You are the responsible. You're the leader of the pack.
Well, we have another voice note. This one came through from Raika. Let's take a listen.
Hello, Expresso. Good morning.
Hello.
If I was a minion, my name would be Mini Girl.
Oh,
Cute.
I like that.
Minion.
Mini Girl.
Is that hyphenated? Again, we've got Laura now sent us this voice note. Let's hear how minion crazy she is.
My name is Rory. I was a minion, then I will be a banana split.
Oh.
Banana split. I like that. Very creative.
And you'll probably also have all the minions running after them as well. Another one coming through. It's a final one, and thank you so much, Mzansi, for standing in these incredible voice notes. Let's take a listen to this.
Good morning, Expresso family. My name is Ovayo Nkani from King Williamsdown. If I were to be a minion, my name would be Banana.
And you'd be everybody's favorite minion. Oh, we love it, man. Thank you so much. Some beautiful voice notes coming through. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. And we're going to give you some more inspiration right now, in fact, because you haven't truly seen a minion until you've seen a minion dance next to Carl Wasty.
Oh.
That's not going to happen. Maybe it will. Who knows? It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we have the Young Bloods. These are going to be the individuals taking you into your weekend. And stand by. Remember, still the banana trophy is still up for the most appealing dancer. So let's give it up for the Young Bloods.
Once you go in, you don't never want to come out.
I keep in shape and do my physical fitness. Your head's a numb, so your brains are missed this. Pick 'em up, eat 'em up, pick 'em up, eat 'em up, pick 'em up. Go ahead, pick 'em up, picky. I roll with clouds, and I come real sticky. Ripping the mic, I plug it up in your ears, squares and brood. I'm coming out like beers, like Rango. Villa Courts and Buzz, I'ma eat 'em with popcorn.
When I put you in your place, I can tell you love it just by looking in your face. It's the way that you wind up your waist. I'm so in awe, girl, you never have to worry about nothing. You know it's yours, you know you're on it. Girl, you just own it. Cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. And go ahead.
You'll never feel happy. No, you won't. Until you try. You'll never feel happy.
with a death drop. That is how you do it, young bloods. Congratulations. However, let's form a circle. We must settle this the only way we know how. Gru told me that Kevin, Student, and Bob need to do a dance-off with the same music. Let them break it down in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As you know, it's been crazy, but here it comes. Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, breaking it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Check the knees, man. Check the knees, bud. Oh.
Once you go in, you don't never want to come out.
I keep in shape and do my physical fitness. Your head's in them, so your brains are missed it. Pick 'em up, eat 'em up, pick 'em up, beat 'em up, pick 'em up. Go ahead, pick 'em up, picky. I roll with clouds, and I come real sticky. Ripping the mic, I plug it up in your ears, poison brood. I'm coming out like beers, like Rango. Feel the cause and buzz, I'ma eat 'em with popcorn.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Loving when I put you in your place. I can tell you love it just by looking in your face. It's the way that you wind up your waist. I'm so in awe, girl. You never have to worry about nothing. You know it's yours. You know you're on it. Girl, you just own it. 'Cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. You know it.
You never feel happy. No, until you try. You never feel happy.
For when it's chilly or rainy or just for the sake of it, here's the toastiest ways of keeping winter at bay, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
You guys were amazing.
Buddy.
Young bloods, go overseas. Sorry. You can tell.
I tried walking.
Should go for it.
Behind the camera.
Yes? Oh, for that, no problem. You can get us all in? Yeah! Thank you, guys.
Next.